Okay, you guys, we are live. Happy Friday. Happy, I guess, end of May sweeps week, whatever you want to call it, if you want to say it was a sweeps month. We're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff that happened. Look like Beyond the Gates got the memo and they executed. So I gotta say that. Whereas the other soaps look like they still going around in circles on what they gonna do to kind of culminate their storylines. And you would think something traumatic would have happened for May sweeps on Y&R and Bold, but yeah, we still have zero answers from what's going to happen with Phyllis and what's going to happen with Hope on Bold. So we're going to all break it all down. I'm T. I got my girl Bree on the line and Miss Keish is on
Hi
the line.
guys.
Hey, 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 you guys.
Mhm.
All right, and so we're going to be recapping The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful, and Beyond the Gates for the week of May 18th through May 22nd. I always say this every week we come on here. Time is flying. Memorial Day
Okay.
weekend. Girl, I didn't even realize it was Memorial Day weekend.
I
Me
didn't either
either.
until
I'm
yesterday.
I found out yesterday, and the only way I did is that I got a memo from my manager. She sent out an email saying, "Hey, I need to approve all of you guys this time. Make sure you get it in on Friday because we're off on Monday." And I'm like, "We are?" I had to look at the calendar because I actually thought that we still had another week before Memorial Day.
I did too.
I'm like, what happened? But if you think about it, next Monday is June 1st. So Memorial Day is always like the last Monday in May. It crept up on me. I didn't even and even even my fiance, he was like, because he heard me say it and talk about it. He was like, "Wait a minute, we off Monday?" I'm like, "Yes." He was like, "Okay, more time for us. We have a longer weekend." I'm like, "Absolutely." So, yeah, the time is flying. We got to the end of the month. Didn't even realize that we had a holiday this weekend. I knew it was coming, but it snuck up on us. We're heading into June. We're going to grade, and I was kind of before you came on, Keish. I was kind of talking to Bree about the sweeps for May. May sweeps
Mhm.
officially ended on May 20th. And
Mhm.
so, kind of want to get a grade on or what your thoughts were in regards to, the sweep. So, we're going to get into all of that too. You guys that are coming in, make sure that you hit that like button on the way in. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so right now. Follow on the other platforms on Instagram, TikTok. There's a Facebook group. We also are on Threads as well. Now, we start with The Young and the Restless first, The Bold and the Beautiful, and then we do Beyond the Gates, and then we have several segments. Flip the script, Who's Taking Several Seats, Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, The Simp and the Pick Me. Uh-huh. I decided to add that
Okay.
in there because I heard y'all talk about calling somebody a pick me.
Yep.
The Simp and the Pick Me Awards, and also the Audacity Award. So, yeah, we try to make it fun while we chat with you guys. I think that's the highlight of my channel every week because, I get to have conversation with my girls, Bree and Keish, and also, even though we do chat every day just about during the week in regards to these soaps, but we enjoy coming to you guys to kind of get entertain you all and to get y'all thoughts in the chat as well. Okay.
Hmm.
All right, we got a lot to talk about. So, I'm gonna stop rambling, and without any other further ado, we're gonna dive into Y&R. And before we do, as I said, sweeps month ended May 20th. What grade would you give Y&R for May sweeps?
For me, it's like two categories. Was it May sweeps or was it maybe sweeps? For me, I I'll give this like a C minus for YNR.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe sweeps. We did get to see Shamar Moore, which is always great to have him on screen. Kane, I guess, got his redemption, and I guess, we're coming to some resolve with this software corporate takeover or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a C minus.
Okay. I see Aisha in the chat gave an for Matt. So I just think he's being so underutilized or a missed opportunity in some cases. What about you, Keish? What'd you give it? And I know with Young and the Restless, you've been kind of
Yeah.
about YNR.
I'll give it a D.
Ooh.
The only thing that
Say it with your
kept it
chest,
from
girl.
the only thing that kept it from getting an F is they brought Shamar Moore back for a few episodes.
Okay.
Um,
What about what you guys were excited to see Vivica come along on there too?
yeah, Vivica too. I mean, yeah, of course her, but we're always excited to see Shamar
Shamar.
Moore make a little
Mm-hmm.
appearance
Mm-hmm.
because that's expected every few years.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like that Vivica didn't leave when she left. They kind of kept her on for a few more weeks
Mm-hmm.
past Shamar Moore's appearance. So it has been nice, seeing her on screen. But
Okay.
that's really been the only thing lately. And even though I was annoyed with them having to connect Holden to the Winters in some way,
Mm-hmm.
um, they did it. It's done. It is what it is. I I do like seeing him and Lily kind of try to, I guess, build a sibling relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's been cool to see. But other than that, this whole thing with the Matt Clark thing has been annoying. The stuff with Phyllis and the Newmans has been annoying, and everybody's just going in circles and doing stupid crap. Like, I, I will never understand how Matt Clark got released from jail and then he just went right back into doing something that would get him put back in jail, which was kidnapping people again. And it's like, why are you this stupid? Like, why are we back here again? So I feel like that has just been going in circles. The stuff with Diane and Jack, there's really been not that much progress on that. Now it looks like it's moving into the territory of Jack and Nikki. Michael doing the same crap that he always does, kissing Victor's butt. Like there's nothing that's happened.
Right.
No real developments of anything.
Right.
So I
Okay.
don't know. Other than the Malcolm stuff, it's
That's
like
about it.
there's been nothing else.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a C minus D plus as well. I mean, we have still gotten nowhere with this Phyllis AI thing, and this AI thing. I mean, out of this whole thing, Kane got a redemption, but at what cost? He had to give up bone marrow in order for Lily to give him the time of day, and now all of a sudden she's interested. This whole thing with Jack and Diane has been crazy. It came off of the February sweeps, but then it led into them backpedaling because of obviously the fans and that interview that was done. It was like, yeah, we need to clean up this mess. It was like, well, you should have never had it in the first place. I wasn't really excited to see this whole thing with Claire and Holden spark back up. I'm like, why are
Yeah,
we
we
going
could have
back
done
to that?
without that.
Yeah, I mean, why are we going back to that? I mean, whatever. Um, and then I do see some people in the comment section saying Victor got some karma, but he's still been running ruckshot through people's lives. He kicked his wife out, had Jack drugged and essayed. I mean, Phyllis and them are they running scared because of Matt Clark and got taken. Patty has gotten involved in this whole thing. And it's just like, what are y'all gonna do with this man? He's way too good of an actor for you guys to not know what direction we're going with this. Cause it's still up in the air. Now, I mean, what is Patty gonna do with him? I mean, Matt looked like he wants to go rogue. He don't want to be bothered with Patty. So what? Now you turn yourself over to the Newmans, you go to jail, and then that's it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the previews didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Right. And then we still
So,
got the storyline with Nicholas and the drug addiction. Okay, he's doing a great job acting that. I mean, I would have never thought to see Nicholas Newman playing in the snow, as Keisha would call it, when we saw him sniffing stuff up his head. You
Yeah,
know, I didn't care too
I
much
forgot
for.
about that part.
Yeah, I mean, he gets the plus of that, right?
Yeah.
And then we throw Shamar Moore in there and Vivica, who stopped by. Obviously only, but what they get the minus on is the fact that they brought them two there only, well, I guess to redeem Kane, but also to now have Holden have a connection. This man is now wearing a jacket saying Winters on it. I'm like, okay. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. And then, obviously we're going to break down this week, but yeah, I would say a C minus D plus. So writers, if you're listening, dear, you heard it from all three of us.
well, we got a new set. We got someone who's in charge of, I guess, the writing going forward, right?
True.
So,
She's still there
hey
though.
girl, like, hey girl, we love the show. We just, not a fan of the direction. So please take our comments and to see our perspective and the Sophie's perspectives. We want more. We would actually like to see a resolve to certain storylines, but we would like to see more development in others. Like Matt Clark, you guys hired Roger for a reason. He's doing a phenomenal job. We just want more for him. Just like different things. So we know
I
you listen.
really wanted putting those two. Obviously, they came from the other soap. We've talked about that previously. But putting those two together, they have so much chemistry together. They would be a perfect fit as a couple.
Girl.
And then you had the girl bust him upside the head, which I mean, it's gotta. It's who knows what's gonna happen to Matt? Whether he get caught, go to jail, probably so, because he got too much, obvious, too many crimes under his belt. But then you had Patty flirting with him too, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I think what's going to end up happening, well, I know we'll get to it, but I think Patty is going to turn him into the Newmans, and then Phyllis completely loses her leverage. And then that's when we see the previews where they're all standing in the Newman office. So I wonder if she just
You decide to give up.
Yep.
That's how. I mean, you back the girl in the corner, and now she's back down to nothing. Again, I honestly believe they should have wrote that whole Cameron Kirsten giving the IT company to Sharon, who is nowhere near it. Mariah's not even running it. That was the other thing that happened. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and dive into this current week recap for Y&R. We had quite a few things going on. I mean, we did see also, we can start there because I know y'all had some feelings about that. I remember watching that the day before and coming back telling y'all that in the group chat about where it comes down to Devon being so mad and then blaming himself for not being protective enough.
Mm-hmm.
I was so mad watching this episode. I don't understand why the writers are painting Devon out to be the villain. Because that's what it's kind of giving me. Like he's not allowed to have any feelings about what happened to his son. He basically is made to look like the bad guy for wanting justice for what happened to him. The fact that he spent hours, so did Abby, like crying, stressed, worried to see what's going on with their child. Like, and for him to want Mariah to go to jail. he's made to be looked at as a bad guy. That is crazy to me.
Yeah. What's your thoughts, Keish?
I just think that was a new low for the storyline, is having Devon blame himself by
Yeah.
saying, I should have been watching him closer, I should have done this, I should have done that. And it's like, you were on your property in a safe place. You didn't do anything wrong. She was wrong. She violated your space, and she violated your child's trust by luring him to her because she knew he trusted her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was nothing he could have done. Nothing he could have done. It wasn't like they were out in the park and Devon walked away from him and then he was kidnapped. Like, he was in
Right.
the comfort, the safety of his home.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
I can't stand that this is basically the next step in Mariah's redemption story, is now Devon blaming himself for what happened.
I mean, this. Go ahead.
I was going to say that the ridiculous part for me is this man is giving her a letter from Dominic. There's just no way.
Mm-hmm.
No way. This was ridiculous, because if this were to take place in real life, no parent would give the kidnapper something from their son or from their child, saying that, I hope you feel better, I'm so sorry what happened, something like that. No, ain't no way.
And they try to excuse it because Mariah was the one that gave birth to him, and carried him. She was a surrogate, and it's like, being the surrogate does not give her license to get away with this kind of stuff. Like, I don't care that you carried my child for me for 9 months. It doesn't mean that you have a right to kidnap him and then automatically be forgiven, or that I have to allow you to still communicate with my child because they don't fully understand what you did to them and what you
Mm-hmm.
did to us. Like, I don't care. You violated that friendship and that trust the minute you took my son from my house.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's not like she was the birth mother and she gave up her child and they adopted the son or something. Not even that. That was Abby's and Devon's child.
Mm-hmm.
So she had she had a child of her, and Mariah had a child of her own. So she had no reason to even do something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was just ridiculous.
Well, you know what? They screwed up when they brought this to light, brought this whole storyline, and we talked about it back in when the February sweeps. They didn't even need to revisit that. They wanted this to shock value, and it fell flat in February. Oh my God, Mariah kidnapped Dom. Really? Why are we even going back to this? She broke out of whatever place in Boston only to come down here and kidnap this boy. And then in May sweeps, you got Devon giving letters saying, oh, and they hug it out at the end of the day. And Mariah is free to come back because now everybody is okay with that. I figured that was going to happen because Mariah still is going to have to come back through. So unless y'all write her in the corner, all they were gonna do was make him mad enough, and then all of a sudden, okay, you know what? I done talked it out. I done cried it out. I done got it out of my system. I can forgive you. Let's hug it out. You take care of yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
that's all they did with that. So
Mm-hmm.
I never was a fan of this storyline because they had already moved her away from this when she gave the kid back to them, well, gave the kid to them and moved on and adopted a whole new kid
Mm-hmm.
Right.
with Tessa. So I mean, they really botched this up. They tried to Kim test Tessa and Daniel back in 2024, 2025, around Christmas of 24. And it looked like it was a little bit of something, and they jacked that up too, only for those two not to be together now.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, there's been literally nothing that was accomplished with that storyline.
exactly.
Zero,
Nothing.
other than maybe and I doubt it, but maybe this results in Devon and Abby getting divorced or something because they're so
At odds or something.
yeah.
Okay.
But now that Devon is blaming himself, that's I don't think that's going to even happen. I think the next time we see him and Abby, they're going to talk about why he was so angry, and he's
Mm-hmm.
going to continue blaming himself, and they're going to get over their disagreement over the whole thing with Mariah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's literally nothing happened from this other than Mariah went right back to the the facility for treatment, which she was already in one.
Mm-hmm.
like, like, what's the point?
Yeah, what was the
You know,
point?
it'd be crazy. Like, and this why I hate the writing that they have for Devon. If Patty Williams were to take Nicholas's child, let's say she were to take Summer, there would be, or Christian, there would be no way that Nick would be blaming himself or giving letters to Patty from Christian to her saying like, "Oh, I hope you feel better." And there's no way the Newmans would just let that slide and not have her, have any form of consequence. But yet Devon is made to be looked at as the villain in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep. So, all right. Well, we also had the conversations. It's I don't. It's just to me a jumbled mess when you're sorting through these storylines on YNR. We had the conversation because I know some people are ready to roast Michael, which we will.
Oh, please. Oh, of course. I
Yeah.
want to do that.
But Jack and this idea of he had of pretty much trash talking Victor to trigger something in Nikki to keep her away from Victor, to stick it to. That girl gonna go back. Did y'all see the part of the conversation when he went in with all of those gory details? He said he embellished part of it, but I'm like, well, from what I understand, all that was correct. But anyway, um, she turned around in mid conversation and tried to push it off on Patty, and maybe it wasn't Victor. I'm like, Jack, that girl deep down, she been with that man over 40 years. Do you actually think you're gonna just turn off the switch in her head when it comes to Victor?
Mm-hmm.
And she has stayed quiet with after all of the crimes that Victor has committed. This isn't nothing new for her. So why would she leave? Right. She's more upset at the fact that this man kicked her out the house.
Right.
And you saw this week that she tried to make her way over there. And Victor was like, look, you can get out. You keep defending him. You can get out. Victor doesn't care. And Nikki knows that she can't really go anywhere else because she got the lifestyle that she has for just being quiet. Mm-hmm. So why would she leave now?
Right. Exactly. Why would she?
Was Michael yelling at her today?
Was Michael yelling at her?
Completely yelling at Nikki.
Girl,
about Victor.
He was sitting up there basically telling her that her actions are pretty much in so many words pushing Victor away. And I'm like, dude, shut up.
Pushing her actions?
Yeah, because he said, well, you keep bringing up Jack. All it's doing, this man lost his company. And you keep bringing up Jack. And it's, he's going to continue to feel angry toward you. And she was like, wait a minute, he kicked me out. I didn't leave.
Okay, so I wasn't hearing things because I wasn't like it was on, but I wasn't in front of the TV.
Michael was just pathetic this week.
Am I tripping right now? Is Michael fussing at her about what Victor is going through?
Yeah. So yeah, Keish, you heard exactly right.
It wasn't fussing. He was like a lapdog. He was yapping and making no sense. And only in Michael's universe is Victor innocent of everything.
Exactly.
Grief.
Even when she brought up, well, the stuff that happened on the boat and the fact that he got Patty released to cause issues for Jack and Diane, he was like, well, I can't speak for that. But I do see a man who was fighting for his company, his life's work, and you're defending Jack. I'm like, Nikki, Victor's side chick is telling you, whispering sweet nothings in his ear, saying that you're the problem. If you don't leave and get your sanity, then this is what you're going to forever have to deal with.
Right.
And it's why I don't understand, like, why Jack is trying to put his cape on and try to save this woman, saying like, oh, hopefully this will get Nikki to leave this man once and for all. What? When? Out of all the crimes this man has committed, when has she left him?
Yeah. Yeah, she stayed quiet on things. This whole thing when Lily was playing kidnap, she sat there right in that room and looked at Kane in his face as if, you know, when she knew about the moles and stuff that was being put in Jack and Diane's company, and she said nothing. What makes you think that this woman, yeah, she mad right now, but she still miss going back. She even said she missed being with her husband.
Yes. How about for Christmas? All it took was a piece of jewelry. Yep. After 12 hours, and she was putty in that man's hands. How about the fact that you were begging and hanging your hat on Nikki getting to Victor to give her the AI software, so he won't go after her, go after the Abbotts. And then this woman fell asleep when she had information that could have helped him. And she told this man to his face, hey, I want nothing to do with this. That's your friend that you want to save from Victor.
Right.
Sounds like she likes where she's at.
Always has.
Yeah. So I don't. He thought that he had awakened something in her to who her husband is, and I'm like, dude, please. And then he turned around and was telling Kyle, oh, I told her all that stuff, and the look in her face, I feel bad. Dude, she gonna end up going right back to that man once this all calms down. The moment he gets his company back, she's going back. So I'm just saying.
She misses her maids. She misses the Egyptian cotton. She misses
wait a minute.
Whoever
Hold
making
on,
breakfast
girl.
for her in the morning.
Egyptian cotton.
Okay, something expensive and luxurious. Her California king bed, all of her closets. That's what she misses.
Oh man, that is so funny. All right. Well, we now got to get into. Let's talk about New York, because we did see Kane, and I think that was either Monday or the previous week, because I think I remember, was that Monday? Because we did a live, we did a 2-part live, one on Saturday and one on Monday, because we had connectivity issues. And so that kiss that happened between Lily and Kane, was that Monday?
Before she left for New York, yeah.
So there was Monday. Okay, so now all of a sudden she done warmed up to this man because she didn't got this man bone marrow to save her father. Now, listen, ain't nothing wrong with donorship, but my thing is, if he wasn't a donor or a match, we would be back at square one where we was a month ago.
Where she's not going to pay attention to him. She's going to tell him to leave her alone. He's going to be blamed for everything. He wouldn't have a relationship with his kids. All it took was some bone marrow, and then she's smiling from ear to ear. And she's not leading this man on, saying like, hey, we're going to be in a relationship. I want to make things work. She keeps it as business. Thank you for donating. The family's happy you donated. and he's running wild with this. At least
Girl,
Holden got him some with his simping.
listen, girl, but the thing is that she kissed this man too. Remember when
Mm-hmm.
on the train car? So it's like, what we doing, Lily? Are you, because you lightening the fuse when it
I
comes to
mean,
this man?
didn't she do that with Damien?
Girl, yeah.
This seems to, she's a fire starter apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So right now, Kane is on cloud nine. He flirting, trying to be all charming with his witty jokes and whatnot, and she's just cheesing from ear to ear from Genoa City to New York.
I ain't never seen so many teeth. I'm like, girl, you just so you just so happy about that bone marrow. It's not even him, it's the bone marrow.
Right.
And the fact that he's gassing her up, giving her attention. She don't care about this man. It's whoever is giving her time and attention.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yep. So, you got any thoughts on that, Keish?
Not really. I'm indifferent about Lily and
Kane?
Kane
Okay.
and them getting back together, whether they get back together or not. The minute they reintroduced Kane to the show, it was going to happen at some point. So
I
I don't
guess it
know.
was a matter of when, huh?
Yeah, and
Mm.
I mean, he. I'm not going to get on him for helping to save Malcolm's life. It
Right.
was a.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did it regardless of if he did it specifically for Lily or if he, Malcolm is somebody that he's known for years. So regardless of what the relationship is, figured if he can save his life, he's going to try to do it, despite how Lily might feel or if it gets her back or not.
Mm-hmm.
He still saved Malcolm, but yeah, I don't care one way or another about those two.
Okay. Guys, it's like I don't even care. Yeah. I mean, and you're right about that. At some point, they were eventually was going to put them back. It took a bunch of anguish and nonsense and all this back and forth and a fake kidnapping and till we get to this bone marrow, and now all of a sudden they're in each other's good graces. So
Well, Malcolm is a miracle worker. He was able to get Lily back in Kane's graces, and he was able to help his son get him son in New York.
girl, and I was thinking about actually, and it's probably we're already a day or so past that episode, but I almost thought about doing a clip on them. Did y'all find them hot together or no?
I didn't mind it, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember their first love scene
Yeah,
together. It was a pretty good one. So
yeah,
I mean, their love scenes are cool. It's just the circumstances surrounding the
right.
two of them are just annoying because she still has this grudge with Audra that
Mm-hmm.
she still every once in a while will try to bring up with him. And it's like, if you like this man, drop the just drop the stuff with Audra. If you don't like him, then just
Leave them alone.
leave him alone.
Right,
Yeah, he's not gonna tell you.
right.
They've already slept together a few times, and she still don't know what she wants to know. So just drop it, or leave him alone.
Right. Um, I mean, they had a couple of like she pushed him up against the wall, and then she was crawling on top of him, and and then he was so they got pretty hot and heavy in the scene that we saw in this episode. So I wasn't mad at it. I give it a B minus. I mean, I'm still biased to Thope, but yeah.
Of course, of course. I mean, how often do we get love scenes with Y&R? Like, we get them like quarterly
Right.
now.
Exactly.
So I didn't hate. I wish I was just laughing that she was playing back in the streets again. Like, at some point, the streets were calling her. She couldn't help herself.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all that whining, all that begging that Holden was doing and risking his freedom, I guess it paid off. It paid off more than it did Kane.
Mm-hmm. I would have loved if they had played this right, because the last scene we actually seen Phyllis in was with Kane. But I wouldn't mind. See, and I know Keish got an issue with Matt because he was a rapist.
Mm-hmm.
So if the, I mean, because he got a lot of dirt in his past, but I wouldn't mind seeing them two together in a scene like that.
It would have been, if she didn't know who he was, maybe that would have worked.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, there's a bunch of rapists on the show,
Yeah, it is.
and we've seen them in love scenes, so it
That
wouldn't
is
be too
true.
far fetched.
There's some essayers and some rapists on this show.
Yeah, so I mean, would it be anything new? No. And they were able to get their redemptions and able to pacify the stuff that they did. So
Mm-hmm.
how would he be any different from the others
Yeah,
that's currently on the show?
that's true. I didn't realize that Haley Aaron had that big tattoo on the side of her.
Girl,
I was
I was
like,
like,
dang, girl, you tatted up on your side, girl.
I was like, okay, this gives a
She
little
looked,
edge
it
to
make her look
Claire.
edgy.
I'm like, Claire was really finding herself. She found herself in a tattoo parlor and was really playing in the streets. So I'm like, okay.
Well, here's the interesting
Okay.
thing. Remember, we were always saying how childlike she was in that relationship with Kyle?
Uh-huh.
And she was talking about, oh, it's my first time. And then we would always go back to that scene at Newman when she asked Nate out for a drink. I don't know if I honestly believe what she was actually saying about Kyle. And then the way she been with Holden, she was never like
Okay.
that with Kyle.
Yeah, it showcases a lot. Um, do I believe that was her first time with Kyle? Nope.
Yeah,
Ain't no way.
ain't no way. Mm-mm.
Like I understand being a fast study, but I mean, this is like lightning speed. The way that she was moving on Holden and going back to back to back,
Mm-hmm. Oh
building up
man.
stamina and everything.
Yeah. All right. We got to talk about this AI situation and Phyllis and Summers conglomerate, along with Matt Clark and Angry Victor, and I don't even know what adjective to use for Michael.
Uh,
Oh my God.
was a
You
whatnot.
call him a whole side chick, but
He
He does
is.
act like one.
I
oh
mean,
man.
you can't rely on him as a lawyer, as a husband, because he is an earshot away over Victor's. The way that he was so happy to meet Victor at that bar, just happy, bouncy, and everything, and just ready to comply whatever Victor wants. He's a whole side chick.
Mm-hmm. Girl.
Like
Michael.
if Nikki ever were to say like, "Oh, I'm going to leave Victor," Michael would have those divorce papers ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
First thing smoking. First thing as soon as she opens her eyes in the morning.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I know one thing. Phyllis is pretty much trapped. And she thought she had a leg to stand on when she got a hold of Matt Clark. She got him to, because he's in this amnesia state. And I actually thought that when she hit him, he was going to snap back. But that didn't happen. Um, but he believed her, and and he felt comfortable, and he was like, it's just something about Phyllis that I connect with her on. I'm like, yeah, we all want the two of y'all to connect. But
Yes.
um But when she went, first of all, she fired Michael because Michael was listening. Victor got in his ear and told him what to do. How you go to the opposing attorney and tell him what to do with his client? And she shouldn't have never hired him in the first place.
Yeah, that was a stupid decision. That was a horrible suggestion by Lauren to even, like, he's not even loyal to you, girl. What makes you think you'd be loyal to Phyllis?
You know, so she fired him. Thought she had leverage. We got Nicholas making side deals with Phyllis, talking about, screw what my dad is saying. I'm going to personally get in touch with Christine to get these charges dropped as long as you give me Matt Clark. And I mean, Chris, I don't know. I mean, obviously, Nick is not in the right state of mind, but he actually thought that Christine was going to be like, oh, okay. And he,
Yeah.
yeah, I was like,
Like,
yeah,
how? And I'm like, the fact that he even went to Christine and he figures that because he's Nicholas Newman, it's going to be okay.
right.
Your daddy wouldn't really think this was okay.
Mm-mm.
And Victor is still saying no. Phyllis needs to give it all up in order to avoid charges. Now, I found it interesting how he told Michael, I don't want the mother of my grandchild to go to prison. I'm like, you lie. You had no problem getting your daughter arrested, getting Adam arrested when you see it was fit to do so.
Right.
So, like, come on now, sir. Trying to butter
Exactly.
up Michael to butter up Phyllis. Stop.
Right. Mm-hmm. You were okay with Victoria going up there to Summer to try to talk to her back in, what was that, February?
Believe so.
Yeah, so now all of a sudden, I don't want the mother of my granddaughter to go to jail. Like, dude, sell it to somebody else,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So, then we had this situation where, obviously she went to try to negotiate with Nicholas. Nicholas, like, give me some proof. She took the picture of tied him up after she busted him upside the head. Here comes Patty Williams. And this girl got him out the house. I mean, out the hotel room. Phyllis is now scrambling because she knows Patty must have took him somewhere. And these two women are basically trying to tell Matt not to trust the other. And Matt is like, I don't know whether I should trust either one of you.
That this shows how wonky this writing is, and he is right at the end of the day.
Yeah, but they shouldn't even trust him either.
Yeah. Well, actually, hold on.
Okay.
Patty and Matt kind of make sense.
Really?
If we were to see these two as a couple, given both of their histories, put them together. I don't see how that would be a bad thing, given they have a lot in common. They both were essayers. They both had tried to take the lives of other people. They both had issues with the Newmans, and I guess the Abbotts now too. So they got more in common than not.
I like that one. I could tolerate because Patty's not friends with any of them, and like you said, their backgrounds are somewhat similar. Phyllis and him is a no because you know what he did to Sharon.
Oh, okay.
She knows what he did to Sharon.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I can't see. I mean, not to say that they wouldn't do it because they like to ignore like the logic or the rationale and that kind of stuff. But for me, like I just couldn't see Matt being with anybody in the cast that is not a criminal or it doesn't have some type of relationship with the people that he hurt. And I know right now Phyllis is on the outs with the Newmans, but there's still a little bit of a relationship or friendship, whatever you want to call it. Like for the most part, she respects Sharon. When Sharon was sick, she was concerned. So she cares about Sharon. So it would be weird to see her and Matt get together knowing that he did what he did to Sharon. Like that specifically would just be weird to me.
But this is what we were saying earlier, how there's plenty of essayers on this show currently that were able to get a redemption, get a happy, ever after, and are able to have storylines with other people on the show. Take Diane and Jack. After what she did to this man twice, she was able to get this man to marry her without a prenup and everything, and has a relationship with her kid that she chose to abandon, all the crimes that she's committed, and she's made to be looked at as the matriarch of the Abbott family now.
Oh, I was annoyed with her for years too.
Yeah, so
I
was
hated when
Jenna.
she first came back. Yeah, I hated when Diane first came back because of all of that. Because of how she abandoned Kyle, because of all of that stuff that she did, and they just handed her a white picket fence, just like they did the same thing with Sheila over on Bold. Like that annoys me for sure. I'm not making any excuses for Diane either, or Chelsea for that matter.
There's more people on there, but like if they wanted to write Matt to where he completely changed his life around and then eventually has a friendship or relationship with the other, like the Newmans or even Sharon for that matter, they could write it that way. Because another example would be Michael and Christine.
Mm-hmm.
And we
and
see
that's always
how
been weird to me.
Yeah, and then we see like how he's able to have a 20 plus year marriage with Lauren, had kids, had like all these different things. So if they wanted to rewrite Matt's storyline, they could do it.
They
Yeah.
could,
Even with
but
the
it doesn't
checkered
mean that
past.
it would be a good decision.
Right.
So, like, I can somewhat. I won't even say I understand. Like back in the day when Michael did what he did to Christine,
Mm-hmm.
like they were doing all kinds of wild stuff, and it was just accepted because that was just how things were written. But things have changed over time, and it's not it's not really looked at anymore by audiences as entertainment when you have someone that did something like that, and then you want to bring them back and try to pretend like, oh, everybody accepts him now. Now he's good friend, or he's friends with the people that he hurt. He's friends with the woman that he essayed. Like, no, that it doesn't work anymore because people don't think that way like they did back in the 90s or the early 2000s or whenever. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, they can run it that way if they want to. It's gonna be stupid. And there's not going to be many. I won't say many because I mean we don't know the number of people that will just say okay or this is fine or it doesn't bother them. But it is more widely like the audiences speak out more about how this is ridiculous. Like he essayed this person and you're trying to make them friends, or she tried to unalive these people and now you're trying to incorporate her into the story like a normal everyday person in their lives, and it's stupid.
Oh, I agree with that. That's why I'm glad that the writing team has shifted in a different direction. Let's hope that they're able to see what the writing has been for the past couple of years, and hopefully the new writer is able to get a handle on different things. But
I thought he was still there.
Who?
He's producer,
Josh,
but not head writer.
Right.
I thought it was the opposite. I thought he is just the head writer and he's not the executive producer anymore.
Executive producer, there's a woman who took his place as a head writer.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it still might be a double whammy because he's still like executive producing, but still, let's hope with the writing, we can make sense of things. So we're already 6 months in, and this is not looking good for a lot of the characters, especially Like the fact that they're getting away with crimes. No one is going to jail for nothing.
Mm.
Well,
I'm
at least
I
like,
we
think
see.
executive producer is almost worse because I think they're the ones that tell you what direction they want the story to go in. They're just not writing the scripts.
yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think the only time we see somebody go to jail is on Beyond the Gates. I mean, right
Okay.
now, Leah is in handcuffs, so I mean, at least that's somebody, even though, people like Leslie and Haley is still floating around. But, you know,
And
that's,
Joey.
and Joey, yeah. So, but we'll definitely dive into Beyond the Gates when we get to that part later. Um, I'm trying to think. What else do we need to cover on Y&R? Did y'all are
Um,
y'all done roasting Michael?
Mm-hmm.
well,
Okay.
never that, but for now.
For
For
now.
now.
I mean, we did see a little bit of Victoria this week, but she was having a conversation with Nicholas. This man is still popping pills. He ain't going to
Why is he?
therapy.
Why is this man not in rehab? Like that is, and I'm like, Sharon, you're a whole therapist. You're trying to psychoanalyze Phyllis and her decision for having control and having this. You, as much as you cape and you want to run to Nick every chance that you get, he actually needs help. Why are you not calling like a rehab facilities or having someone speak to him? He's just roaming the streets, just popping pills in the coffee shop. I'm like, you don't roll back any of your security footage. Nothing.
And this whole Newman mess, the parents can't even come together because that was one of the reasons why Nikki came over to the house, was not to argue about Jack and their relationship. She was like, look, we need to come together for the sake of our son. This man is messed up right now. Everybody knows what's going on with him, but nobody's doing anything. And we heard conversations about Jack trying to be his sponsor, and Nikki is trying to be his sponsor, which is a conflict of interest because she can enable him. It's too close to home. You need somebody who's going to hold you accountable and not coddle or enable you. Obviously, Nikki being the sponsor right now, it ain't working because he's still doing what he's doing. Sharon is a whole therapist, and you just like, oh,
Allegedly.
let him cool off when he gets mad or out of sorts. She don't do nothing. It's like, okay, well, he gonna crash out next week, and then y'all gonna be looking crazy.
I need to see Sharon's credentials because she probably went to the school that Cheyenne Bryant went to school
Oh,
to get her psychiatric degree. I'm sorry.
oh my God, that's a different podcast.
But I mean, everyone is well aware that he has an issue, yet nobody is like sitting him down for like an intervention or something because this man overdosed. Like, it's okay to have an intervention. It's okay to try to get him on a straight and narrow. And this actually proves just how selfish that Victor and Victoria, and it seems like everyone is being right now focused on like getting the company back and trying to, you know, strong arm Phyllis. Yet Nick just had an overdose. He's clearly going through something, and they keep saying that they're about family, but yet the family's not banding together to help him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
I mean, I get it that Victor is butthurt over all of this mess, but spend your time and energy trying to help your son. Especially, Nikki is at least trying, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, trying to get Jack on board. His daddy need to be figuring out what's going on with his son. I'm not saying that, you know, Jack can't help. Obviously, he's had experience in addiction, but Victor need to get his get himself together and figure out what's going on with his son.
That man don't care about nothing but that company.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
That company is his main chick and will forever be the main chick. That will be the wife. This is why he's losing his mind the way he is.
Yeah.
And like, I think Jack and Nikki and maybe even Sienna is gonna try to help Nick pull through this. Like, it makes sense for Jack to help him because it's the same addiction he just went through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
And
but
it,
any help.
yeah. Now we did have a Kane and Billy conversation as well. So obviously we found out in the previous weeks that, you know, Sally's pregnant again with Billy's child, and then they plan to get married. Now he wants to devise some type of plan, and I'm like, Billy, what type of plan did you want to work with Kane to keep yourself out of prison? I'm curious. So obviously that's a new branch of a storyline they go on with that. It's enough unless Phyllis shuts everything down next week and just say forget it, get the company back, and that lets everybody off the hook.
I think they're probably gonna lean towards that direction. But maybe we're gonna get a brotherly type of
Mm-hmm.
relationship with Billy and Kane, especially since Kane is about to get Lily back, and that's all he wants. That's all he
Mm-hmm.
cares about. And then Billy has a baby on the way. And they did talk this week, didn't they? Sally and Billy talking about a
Yeah.
carnival wedding, something.
Yeah,
I
wedding
fast forward through it.
plans and all that type of stuff. So I kind of to be honest, because like I said, I watch you. We watch it a day ahead or whatever. I kind of
Mm-hmm.
skip. I still to this day skip through them. I just there's no energy there for me with those two. They're not like this couple that I'm invested in.
Are you surprised that they stayed together as long as they did? They're about to get married and have a baby now.
Right.
I was not.
Wait a
That
Expecting
was
it.
minute.
not on my bingo card at all.
Yeah, and then there's a
Oh, Billy and Sally. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't see the electrical chemistry there. I just
Yeah,
don't.
I just
like
want it better for her.
Yeah, and I mean, it was
And
a
it's not Billy.
rebound romance. I mean, they only got together because they were pissed off at their exes.
Yeah.
and I do want Sally to finally get a wedding. I don't think we've ever seen her. Yeah,
She's
she's
never
never
been
had a
married.
husband.
Yeah.
She's just been collecting rings like Lord of the Rings. And I mean, it would be nice for her to have her baby, have a marriage. I would love to see that for Sally. With Billy,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting
well,
all over again. His youngest kid is a teenager. Excuse me.
yeah, I don't know too many men who would do that, but I mean, it happens.
I wonder what's the
Um,
perceived age difference between those two.
I don't know. 'Cause I think Sally is supposed to be around the same age as what
Steffi and
Steffi is. So they're
Okay.
like, I think
mid
she's supposed to be like
30s.
mid 30s.
And
Yeah,
how old is
And
Billy
then
supposed to be?
Billy's in his
Billy's got to
40s
be,
because he and Lily were dating. Like they went to the same high. They were in the same high school together. So Lily and Billy, they gotta be like in their mid 40s now.
Mm, okay, because I mean, Billy
So,
dates all the way back to Victoria, so.
hmm
And I mean, the Katie is like, what, 14 or 15?
yeah.
So, girl, I don't know. I was just curious to see what that looked like. But I do know that there's a spoiler next week that Billy tells Adam that she's pregnant.
uh-uh.
Yeah,
And he
I'm wondering if
crashes
that.
out.
I'm curious to find out what Adam's reaction is going to be to that.
Me too. Because we already see the cracks are forming with Chelsea and
Chelsea,
Adam.
yeah.
Yeah. And the
So,
fact that this man had no problem kissing another woman all in the mouth in Vegas.
do you think that I know the baby situation he can't control? That's all under her control. But could you see
Mm-hmm.
Adam trying to tell Sally not to marry Billy?
He'd be a fool.
Yeah, because
Like, but
Chelsea will have a fit.
I mean,
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me. This is what happens when you step out of your relationship and you get with another person. How you get them is how you lose them.
That is
So
true.
this man is already if he were to tell Sally don't marry Billy, he's already branching out emotionally and trying to reach out to another woman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what she gets though.
Yep.
All of her relationships, she hopscotch and she cheats on every man that she gets, and
Mm-hmm.
they cheat on her back.
Yep. 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 All right. I guess we finally covered everything on YNR.
Yeah, and it was good timing too. At
Yep.
nine
I was
o'clock.
watching the time because I'm like, sometimes we'll spend a whole hour and a half on YNR or something. All right. Let us go over to the bold and the beautiful. We had two storylines this week. One being obviously the situation with Miss Disillusioned herself,
Mm-hmm.
Hope Logan, and then we had entitled Electra. So
Mm-hmm.
let's start with Electra and Dylan. And I was actually surprised because I thought when I saw the spoiler for today, when the spoilers came out last week, and it says, Electra find out shocking news. I thought she was going to, outside of Dylan, find out that Remy was involved. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan put it all out there. And I was shocked by that. And I saw y'all messages in the group chat that y'all were pretty surprised too.
Yeah,
Not
and
necessarily surprised. I was just more so glad she did it because that's what we said from day one. Like the best thing she can do is
Right.
just be up front because she
mm-hmm.
had no clue that Remy did what he did. So
Right.
she's got nothing to hide. So I'm glad that she did it. I'm surprised that I'll say I'm surprised that she did it this fast because I thought they were going to drag it out.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. But this girl just really wants to be in the good graces of Electra so
Yeah.
badly.
I
It's
don't understand
I
it
don't
either.
get it, girl. That is
And
Like you don't
insane.
need her.
Right.
She has her position at Forrester. Steffi does not judge her for the drama that's going on between the four of them, the three of them, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like she doesn't need a lecturer to keep her job there. So I cannot stand the way that she just bows down to her and is just like so desperate for her acceptance. Like, why? She has already proven to you that she feels like she's superior to you and she feels like she can. I think a lecturer is like holding this over her head, this whole thing with Will, because she knows that she has feelings for Will. And I feel like she uses that to try to control um, her relationship with Dylan because
Mm-hmm.
she knows Dylan will do anything to gain her trust back, and it's just, oof.
such a pick me. I mean, if there's ever a definition of pick me, that is Dylan at this point for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, girl, she told you to your face you can't have any relationships. You can only focus on your job. You can only do this. And then you're in return saying, yes, absolutely. And I'm going to tell Remy to stay away from you. My loyalty is to you, only you. I care about you. Please stay and be my friend. I'm so glad for our friendship. I'm like,
It was when she told her she was like, I haven't spoken to Remy since the last time he was here at Forrester, but I will let you know if he calls me or if I
Yes.
talk to him. And I'm like, why? That's none of her business.
Right.
Like, why do
Mm-hmm.
you feel like you need to report to her like your cousin talking to you?
Yeah. That is a crazy thing. And everything that people say that Steffi is exactly what Electra has, how Electra's moving right now. You know, report to her. She's kind of bullying this Dylan a little bit, and she is trying to set these unrealistic expectations of Dylan for her to climb, and that is crazy to me.
Yeah,
Just to
well,
be her friend.
the thing is, people do what you allow them to do, and because
Yeah.
Dylan is, yes, yes, I can, I will, whatever you want me to do, just let me know. I don't know. Like I said, she's just as lappy doggy like Michael
Michael.
almost, and so with Electra knowing that she can manipulate and pretty much Dylan is allowing her to control how she move, Electra is
Mm-hmm.
going to keep doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
she's going to be like, okay, this girl going to do what I tell her to do, so I'm going to keep telling her what to do because she want to be my friend. Okay, I'm going to manipulate the fact that she wants to be my friend, which allows me to tell her how I want her to move.
And they haven't given us any like uh, there's there's like no kind of justification or there's nothing that they're showing us as to why Dylan is this desperate for her friendship.
Right. Is it
Like,
self esteem? Right. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it would be, and like I was saying earlier, it'd be different if she felt like maybe she needed to because this was the only way she could keep her job at Forrester, something like that, because everything just hinged on whether or not Electra was okay with her being there. But it's not even that anymore because we've already heard Steffi say she doesn't care. So it's just purely pathetic that she does it.
Yeah.
And why would I ever want to be friends with someone who is campaigning for me to lose my job that I just
Mm-hmm.
got? And I'm trying to get back on my feet. And you're going to the executives and saying that your feelings for her, for the position that you put me in, and you got your aunt, you got RJ, all these people campaigning for me to lose my job. That's why I feel
Right.
like that was bullying. That is crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna become like this whole pick me just to be her friend. That's who you want your friend to be?
Yeah, that whole thing is just crazy to me. And like you said, there's no backstory on why she's so desperate to have a friend.
And
That girl is really not your friend. And I mean, the thing is that you know, she don't even know whether she even want that boy. And the
Right.
thing
She's
still,
still begging.
yeah, I mean, we saw Will begging at Bikini Bar next week. It's like you're telling her she can't have him, but you don't know if you want to have him. You over there still
okay.
canoodling with RJ.
Yeah, this is another woman drunk off of attention, can't help themselves, and she even loves this attention that Dylan is giving her. Like some people are just like that, and this is why I hate that they wrote Dylan's character that way. But the part that gets me is the dialogue that she had about Remy, because didn't she say that was her favorite cousin growing up? And then all of
Yes,
a sudden
the
she said that, oh, even though I was living in my car, that's the reason why I didn't reach out to him in LA. I'm like, so you knew you could have reached out to him and you chose not to.
mm-hmm.
Same way you chose not to reach out to your mother. You only chose to communicate with her on the computer, but you had a whole cell phone. You could have contacted your cousin and you guys could have banded together at the very least so you don't have to live in your car.
Right.
And it's supposed to be your favorite cousin, but now he's not your favorite cousin.
that whole
They need to be
thing.
consistent with the writing.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. I just don't like this girl begging for this girl's friendship.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, and then the way she talked to her, the tone deafness of her situation, and then you're
Yes.
trying to control her personal life, and then she's going to the problem is that she's going to allow Electra to do this to her. Okay, I'm only going to focus on my job. Yes, I'm going to leave Will alone. I don't want to have any. That's your man. You talk to him. Y'all need to get back together. I'm going to throw my cousin under the bus, even though he done some horrible things.
Oh
But,
yeah.
it's just like it's just not a good look. It's just
Yeah.
not.
I couldn't be me. I would have said a lot of things to Electra by now, and I would have went after Will too.
Will, and he's simping hard. This is what and I was listening to, because I do listen to other platforms and podcasts unrelated to soaps, and they were trying to find out what's the true definition of a simp. Michael is definitely that. And then I gotta say, sometimes what we see from Will, it's like you were begging this girl to get back with you, and she was being hypocritical and it's not really giving. It's usually you trying to give more than what you get in return in that same relationship. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's a lot of times there's a misdefinition to it. Like if a man is nice to a woman, he's a simp. No, it's when, like, Kane for so long was doing everything in his power to get in the good graces of Lily prior to the Malcolm situation, and she was not giving anything in return, but he was still pursuing it to his detriment. And
Yeah.
some of this stuff is to certain people's detriment. Now, at this, obviously, we are watching this at the soap level. But it's like, Will, you a billionaire son. You don't need to be working at Forrester. If this girl is trying to play you between you and your cousin, Dylan is right there. And them other chicks in that office is right there.
Okay. Where's Electra's rules for them?
Right. You know this is manipulation, because if this was the case, she would be across the board with all of those women coming for that man. But you only do that with Dylan. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, you got anything else on this Keisha with these Dylan and Will and all of this stuff?
The
The
kiddos.
kiddos.
No.
No. All right, I
Mm-mm.
know everybody is ready to dive into this whole thing because there's a lot of parts with this. We got the conversation between Brooke and Ridge. We got the conversation between Ridge and Steffi. We got the conversation between Hope and Brooke. And then, all this stuff going on over at Spencer with her husband, and, all, and Donna. uh, you know yeah, so I guess we can start at the beginning, because last week we came off of the whole thing where Hope was pushing her mom to go after the co-CEO position, and
Mm-hmm.
then we talked about how Brooke pretty much tried to schmex this man up in order to get him to do what she wanted him to do, and it didn't work. Well, we did talk about on Monday, even, and I remember Keish saying this, is that, you should have just shut Brooke down in the first place. You shouldn't even brought
Mm-hmm.
that to Hope, I mean, to Steffi's front door.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I guess we can start from where we left off on Monday.
I think that's my biggest annoyance with this storyline is how everyone, not everyone,
Mm-hmm.
Hope and Liam and Katie and all of them are they're minimizing this whole situation down to nepotism, because they keep saying, well, Rich picked his daughter over his wife or over you. or you picked your husband over your daughter, talking about Brooke and Ridge. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, technically, Ridge picked his wife over his daughter because he asked his daughter to step down. If he was just straight up picking Steffi over Brooke, he would have never asked her that question in the first place.
Right. He would just
But
shut it down.
also, yeah, he would have shut it down.
Mm-hmm.
But also, there was no basis to demote Steffi. This was just these two entitled women asking for somebody else's title with nothing to back it up with. And it wasn't there. It wasn't because Steffi had done something wrong. It wasn't because the company was failing. She just wanted her mom to have this title so she could have the benefits of it. And it was a situation that Hope created herself. One, because according to Steffi, which Steffi always has to have receipts to back up her decision because she is always doubted and second guessed and accused of making things personal.
Mm-hmm.
But according to the evidence that she provided to Brooke and to Ridge, that she went over with Carter, her numbers weren't great. They were having issues with sales. So she had a reason behind why her line was the one that was being delayed. Hope and Brooke didn't have anything to offer their reasoning for why they felt like Steffi needed to be removed. It was just because they wanted it. So I the way that they try to minimize it down to, oh, he just picked her because it's his daughter, and it's like, no, he just decided not to fight his daughter on trying to take her title from her because he had no reason to. So the only way that Hope was going to be satisfied with this situation, with an outcome, was either Ridge deciding to fight with Steffi over removing her from her position, which it would have been without cause because she didn't do anything wrong. Or if her mother said, well, he wouldn't give us what we wanted, so I'm divorcing him because I'm picking you over my marriage, because you're basically, because she decided to be a brat. So there was literally no outcome for Hope other than her mother leaving Ridge or her mother getting that CEO position. Because all we've heard her say is that my mom picked Ridge over me, and like, that's not what she did. She actually tried to do what you wanted, but she can't force Ridge to give her the CEO title. So I I don't understand why Hope keeps insisting on her mom always puts her husband first. Now, there are times where she has actually done that, but in this particular instance, there was nothing that Brooke could have done.
Mm-hmm.
She could not force Ridge to do this. So Hope is just super irrational, and Bill and Liam and Katie are just continuing to feed her entitlement and her delusions that she's been mistreated for 15 years at the company, which hasn't happened.
This is another example of someone who is drunk off of attention. And I actually want to point to Jenna's comment. She said, can y'all tell me one thing, please? What is it that Hope does at Forrester? She's not a designer. She's some kind of idea person. What exactly has she supposedly worked so hard doing? And this is the part that I have with an issue with Brooke, because she wants to put Hope and Steffi on the same playing field. And that's never going to happen, because Hope is a figurehead for her line. She's not a designer. She is not putting the needle and thread together. She doesn't even really come up with any of her concepts. Whereas we see Steffi talking with buyers, negotiating deals, doing this. Like, she's actually doing her job. So much so that we got Brooks co-signing and say, yeah, she's great at her job. Brooke quickly waved that white flag and said, hey, you know what? I didn't even want to do this anyway. Steffi's great at her job. I don't want you to be mad at me. But I want to try to ensure that my daughter has a place. She has a job currently when she didn't deserve one after the coup that she did last year. Liam had to beg for her job back. Otherwise, she probably wouldn't have it back. So for her to cry and bellyache and complain with all these fake non-tears that she's shedding is crazy to me. And then saying like, oh, what has Steffi done? What has Steffi done? A lot more than you, apparently, to the point where you're scared to even step your foot out to go over to Logan. You still want to be cradled by Forrester Creations, and it's not even your family. Not even your family. You got this girl pausing and waiting, like, oh my God, like, do I go over to Logan? Let me see what the Forrester are going to say. But I thought you couldn't handle and deal with the Forresters. Which is it? You can't have it both ways.
Yep.
He's being oppressed and bullied.
Yeah, I mean, for the two ladies to actually think that Brooks' box was going to flip this
Okay.
on its head was delusional at best. I mean, obviously it almost had a little bit of an impact, but you could even Brooke could tell the hurt in his face when she asked him, and he was telling her, that's a big ask. I don't know if I really want to do this. And then she kept pressing, right? Even though I still think he should have just shut it down and said, no, I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But she hung her hat on the fact that Brooke, ripping up the bedroom with Ridge was going to actually, change this whole trajectory of this situation. Her own husband was looking at her like, girl, are you delusional?
Yeah.
But he didn't know. He didn't look at her like that because he took his butt on over to Forrester and he asked Steffi anyway.
No, I'm talking about Liam. Liam was looking
Oh,
at
I thought
Hope.
you were talking about Ridge.
No, Liam was looking at Hope delusional because she kept telling Liam, I mean, hey, I know, I think this has to happen. And he was like, okay, but what if it don't? I mean, that's a big ask. You're hoping that he's going to kick his daughter to the curb in order for Brooke to get in there. Now, let's kind of back up a little bit because in 2024, when Ridge wanted to step down and focused on designing, he offered Brooke the opportunity to run co-CEO position with Steffi, and she turned it down then. She don't want that job.
Nope.
She don't want it. She only did this and she admitted it to Ridge because that's the other thing. When he came back and said he can't do it, then it was like, oh, okay, well, you know what? I ain't want it anyway. I was just doing it basically to help get Hope in, and he figured as much. Steffi figured as much, and then she go upstairs and sleep with him. But this is what gets me with Hope. Hope was pissed that the box didn't work. And then the same box, which Bree, you and I, we kind of talked about that in the group chat. The same box that didn't work that you wanted to use, you mad that your mom gave up the box after he said no.
Like, girl, like, oh, you slept with your husband? Really? You guys celebrated this? You didn't fight for me? I'm like, girl, this is your mother. All she knows how to do is use her box and be on her back.
But that ain't none of her business. If she chose to do whatever with her husband, who are you to judge me for what I want to do in my own bedroom? This is my husband. Because it didn't go your way, and what you thought I should withhold to punish him.
That's exactly what it was.
That whole exchange was weird though, because why would, like, based on the context of that conversation, why would Brooke even tell her? Well, after she asked,
girl,
how they left things, Because that was what Hope's question was. She was like, "Well, how did you leave things with Ridge when he left the house, or after you guys talked?" And Brooke made the choice to tell her that they had sex, and I'm like, why was that a necessary part of the
Girl,
conversation?
they gave us a whole
Like,
flashback.
yeah. So it was weird that Brooke told her that, but her reaction was also weird too, and Liam's reaction was weird because he was like, "You have got to be kidding me," and it's
Yeah.
like,
She thought her mom had that control like she did in seasons 18 and 22. It's no, completely different Brooke. Brooke had men running circles, and no, this is a more refined 304.
Oh.
She wants to just get it. She is who she is. She's perfectly fine giving it to her husband, but for Hope to just disrespect her mother because she couldn't get her way, that was crazy to me.
Yeah, she
it's
kept
very
saying.
manipulative the way that she was talking to her.
Yeah,
What she was saying.
Yeah, she kept talking about how her mom chose him over her.
You
And
let me down.
Right.
Like she didn't want this in the first place. So if you were the one that convinced her and gassed her up to even ask the question.
Yeah, she lost her mind. And I was saying in a group chat, if I were to play devil's advocate for Hope and kind of see her point, I can kind of see it a little bit. Her way she goes about it is just not what I would agree with. Because it was me. I had a line, I had a collection, I had people working underneath me, and my line is placed on hold, but yet you guys are putting money towards RJ's collection. I would be livid because it's like if you have money for his stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like, why isn't there any money for mine?
I did agree with that until they had Steffi pull out
the paperwork,
the numbers. Because what she said was that this, I can't remember the exact wording, but basically the last, I don't know, the last products or whatever from the line they put out, the sales weren't great, which means they weren't going to be using money for Hope for the Future. They were going to be using money from other areas to fund the next line for Hope for the Future, just like they had to do with Brooke's bedroom when they relaunched that, so they could basically so Brooke could raise money for her daughter's line because her daughter's line was failing, and that would have been what they would have had to do again.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it's like, I mean, yeah, your line was successful in the past, however, it wasn't this time. So, how about we delay this? We give these other lines a chance to come out, and then from the profits that we make from that, because they're expecting for, I guess, the sales to be great with Couture, that'll give us maybe the extra capital we need to then fund your line that we didn't get because the profits weren't there from your last sales. So I mean, when your line doesn't perform, then you put yourself at risk at having to be put on the back burner so other lines can try to make up the profits where you failed at.
Exactly. And when Brooke saw those numbers, like that was a beautiful thing. That's one thing I appreciate with Steffi. She's going to give you facts.
She don't have no choice there because everybody always questions her and doubts her. She always has to back up her decisions with facts and data.
And the fact that you got Katie and Liam and even Bill, which is just odd, gassing this girl up saying like, oh, she is a vision. We need her creative direction. She can't even be successful at Forrester on her own. Like, come on. Like, I'm so glad thank you, Keisha, for reminding me that they were going to use the Brooke bedroom sales from 2024, right? And put that towards Hope for the Future, because that's also the reason why Rich wanted to step down to focus on Brooke's bedroom. See, and She had to do a whole coup after the fact, and her products weren't even selling. You have Thomas, you have Zende, all these other people working on your line, and your products are still not selling. So maybe it's not Seppi, maybe it's you and your supposed vision and your direction. But yet you want to strong arm Steffi to give you a start date. Start what? To make some ugly clothes
My
that
thing
nobody wants
is
to.
that Zende is the designer. I mean, obviously she's the face of the brand,
Mm-hmm.
and her name is all over it. Does that speak to Zende as well? That he's just because he's the one that's designing for her line.
Well,
And the
him and Thomas
designing,
both.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. But I mean,
But
what happened? Because remember when Thomas was the focal point 3 years ago, her line was thriving. Now Thomas is back on it and it's not working.
well, so the current line they haven't put out yet because the line that Thomas came back to, that's what hasn't been released. It was whatever they put out before that when her and Carter were still running. Forrester, I guess, was the last um, uh, release that they had, or maybe they have had one since then. But it was before Thomas got back on the line.
Hmm.
But when it was failing in 2023, it was Zende and Eric together that were trying to design for Hope, and the designs weren't working because you know that had to push the plot of having to bring Thomas back.
Okay, so
Um,
remove Thomas from the equation. Does that now go back to Zende?
I don't even think it does because they said that he does incredibly well on couture.
Right, but I'm
yeah,
talking
So,
about for her
or Hope.
designs. Yeah,
I
that's doing badly. He's the lead designer.
well, I think it comes back to her vision, the fact that she doesn't really have one. It's like an executive producer trying to curate and tell the writers their vision. It's the same thing with her trying to curate her design so the designers can create clothes based off of her vision. That's why Thomas was successful when it was just him by himself because he was obsessed with this girl. He knew exactly what she liked, what she wanted, and she's like, "Yes, Thomas, this is exactly what I needed." Whereas
It does make
Zende,
Zende look bad though.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
Mm-hmm.
why I want him. That's why I want them to move him away from her line because it does come off as Zende can't handle Hope for the Future as the lead designer because every time he's on it, it's failing, or every time they put him on it, it's failing. And I wish that they would run with this storyline of him and RJ doing the men's line where he's the lead designer. RJ is, his assistant because he's still learning, and that could be something that could be successful for him, and it's his, and it's not him running behind Hope and crawling up her butt worried about her feelings all the time.
Yeah, because he was really before this whole truce this week. He was really team Hope. When is this gonna happen for Hope? I mean, you need to get Hope line out there, and I'm like, okay, where does this come from? I mean, obviously he's a designer, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it was like, okay, he end up on couture. So I'm wondering. I mean, because we're still in limbo right now. Even though we got to today's episode, we still gotta give our grades for the sweeps for May. Um, however, um, we got all the way up to this episode where she's still not making a decision, and no matter how good or how bad she is, if you're working somewhere that you feel is a hostile working environment, you need to leave. Why you
Right.
want to
yeah.
fight to stay somewhere where you're completely uncomfortable?
She
And
thinks she's Bridget.
say it again.
Because she thinks she's Bridget,
Well, I
or she thinks
mean,
she's RJ. She thinks she's Rick.
Keish, you said something really interesting in the chat the other day because I asked this same question, I think, maybe in a different way. But one of your answers was is that she wants to outdo Steffi, or she wants to beat her or
Mm-hmm.
win over her, instead of just saying screw this, I'm out. I ain't got time to be fooling with these people. She'll rather fight her than to just remove herself from the situation.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like she cares more about being petty and vindictive and um trying to one up Steffi than she does about actually leaving this place that she says is just so horrible and is oppressing her, and she's getting bullied left and right. Like, if it's that bad, then you wouldn't think twice about leaving this company. And it's not even she's not even making it about upsetting her mom. I mean, I think maybe she's mentioned it once or twice, but she keeps focusing on, but I grew up at Forrester. This is where I, created my line, where all my ideas started, and I grew up in these halls. And it's like, girl, this is not your family. Like, I get it. You worked at the company for what, 16 years now, but this isn't as much as she wants it to be, and as much as she, in her delusional mind, believes it is. Forrester is not her legacy.
Right.
It's not. She's an employee. Her mom is an employee. She's not inheriting anything from that company. She's not a Forrester.
Like her siblings.
Yeah. So go somewhere that it is an actual family company. That's your aunt's company.
Mm-hmm.
That's your aunt's fashion house. Go work there, and that could actually be part of your legacy. It's in your family.
Yeah, all
And
that.
I can imagine that she has enough, or she could get enough backing to even become a partner in that company with Katie if she wanted to, if she tried hard enough.
So
If
you
she
heard
is as,
Bill say that he got deep pockets enough to fund whatever she wanted.
but I mean, like, as far as her, because she wants to be Steffi so bad. As far as her, like, I guess maybe I don't know how the company is set up. I know it's under Spencer, but is it set up in a way where Katie is like the owner of
Logan.
Mm-hmm.
Logan?
She's a sole owner because Brooks said it last week.
So if Katie is the owner, if she's an owner of that company, then Hope, who, just she never wants to answer to Steffi. She basically doesn't want to answer to anybody. Then why don't you put up some money and ask Katie if you can be a partner in the company with her?
Yeah.
She got plenty of money because she don't pay any rent.
Yeah,
She
you
don't
just
pay any
so
rent.
funny.
Her husband is the son of a billionaire. Her
He don't
mama,
pay any rent either.
yep. I'm sure her mom would give her the money, whatever money she needed.
Mm-hmm.
If she is as popular as she is and as influential as she is, she could get backers to get the money that she would need to become a partner with Katie in that company. And I don't think Katie would turn her down for it either.
Okay. I wanna
So,
go ahead.
it's just like, so how about just take some steps to put yourself in that kind of position instead of um like depending on everybody else to provide for you, because she wants to be a boss so bad. She wants to be like Steffi.
Mm-hmm.
Then actually take steps to do what Steffi is doing, which is being a part owner in a company. And you have your own legacy. Nobody can tell you what to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have to worry about being bullied anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that whole conversation about my mom would be livid and all that stuff, but you were just in her face talking about how she pretty much chose Ridge over you and how mad you were for her pretty
Mm-hmm.
much having a bedroom celebration after you agreed not to take the CEO position, but you worried about whether or not she gonna be mad you being over there at Logan. Pick a struggle.
Right.
Pick something. Either you want to leave or you don't. And if you don't, then be quiet and just take it on the chin over what's going on over at Forrester. Otherwise, leave.
She wants people to beg her.
Mm-hmm. This is
That's what
another
she wants.
person drunk off of attention, She loves the fact that she got her mother jumping through all these hoops for her. She got everyone over at Spencer basically gassing her up, saying
Donna
that
over
you're
there.
this, like you're this, you're that. Here's the contract, just sign, just come over here. And this girl is just like, but I don't know. I don't want to leave. And yet you're still complaining about Steffi's this so-called decision when Steffi made the decision with two other people.
Right.
But you're in a supposed toxic work environment that you want to still stay there because you used to walk those halls. So did a lot of people. But they probably moved on to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
There's no way. I'm sorry. I was going to say, there's no way if I was Hope, Spencer is offering me a cakewalk, an open checkbook to do whatever I want, full creative control. And I really want the answer to anybody outrageous because it's my family.
and then
Why wouldn't I jump at the opportunity?
Don't forget, Bree, she can bring her brother too.
Yes. She decided to mention him throughout this whole process. So it's a win-win-win, but yet she can't make a decision at the end of sweep still, really?
Yeah. We still have to grade that part too.
Did they have a sweeps? In all honesty, did they have a sweeps?
Oh, that's what I wanted to mention. So remember at the little fashion run through over at Forrester, that dress that Zende designed that was red, there were a lot of people critical of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some people said like a doily. I'm looking at a comment right now saying that that couture dress looked like off the rack from Nordstrom's 15 years ago.
Mm. Oh, 15
I didn't
years.
think it was that bad compared to a lot of the other stuff we've seen on there. Because there have been some dress. I feel like most of their dresses look cheesy or cheap, not definitely not couture or high fashion. Um, but I didn't think that one was that bad.
Yeah, well, there were a lot, numerous opinions, even from other soap content creators about that dress. I
Oh,
was,
Yeah.
interesting.
I was like, okay.
I mean, but think about who he usually designs for. We see how she be looking. So this is all he knows.
Yeah, I do have a poll in the chat that says, "Are you Team Steffi and or are you Team Hope?" 71% of you guys. Thank you for your votes and participation. I think even though it's like I would like to get at least 50% participation. I think it's 115 of you guys watching. I see 38 votes in the chat. You guys that are listening, if you are close to your phone or your computer and you want to vote, go ahead and vote because I really want to try to see what majority thinks. Are you actually Team Steffi and you agree with everything that happened this week on how everything went through? You know, her not being demoted and the situation with how she read how the numbers are? Or are you Team Hope and you think that, because there are a lot of comments I've seen across social media on Reddit and Facebook and other places like that, where they actually feel that Steffi is treating Hope horribly.
Mm-hmm.
So
How?
I know that it's a girl, and but I'm just curious just to see what my soapies tend to think on it. So I didn't see any additional votes, so we'll just leave it right here. But yeah, 71% of you guys are Team Steffi, and 29% of you guys. Nicole says she Team neither.
Okay.
And Hope is 29%. Now, I did get comments in my standalone videos that I've done with Serena that some people tend to think that I hate Hope. No, I
Oh my
call it
gosh.
down the middle. And
Yes, you do.
When it's Steffi's turn and It's me and Keisha going back and forth on how Steffi and the whole 2022 Sheila thing went down. I've had my issues with Steffi too. I've had my issues with. We just talked about the issue that I have with Dylan and the issue I have with Electra. We still got to talk about Donna. It's Hope's turn right now. And is she being disillusioned? Yes, she's definitely being delusional and disillusioned.
She said it out of her own mouth.
Yep.
Like,
And her mama says she was disillusioned.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Her brother. Well, her brother didn't say that, but we don't see RJ over there talking about, oh, my sister is being treated unfairly or giving up um, production for the men's line so she can use whatever budget he has.
Right.
He was he was like, oh yeah, she'll be fine. It's just delayed. It's not getting canceled. Like it'll be back in production. And that's
like,
coming from RJ.
Yeah. So, we got more votes. Three. Ooh, the votes are coming in. They're coming in.
and my thing is, Hope wants to pick a fight with Steffi so badly, but if she feels so strongly about trying to push for a date, she can speak with Reg, she can speak with Eric, she can speak with all three of them. It's just she's putting all this attention on Steffi and trying to pick a fight with her. No, pick a fight with those numbers that says that you're not making the money for your line like you think you are. Pick a fight with the buyers who don't care to wear your ugly clothes.
Yeah.
And everybody is just ignoring. They're just ignoring the facts. Like they are so laser focused on the fact that Ridge picked Steffi over Brooke, and not the actual reason why Hope's line was the one that was picked to be delayed. Like nobody is having that conversation. They're just over at Spencer, calling Steffi all kinds of names. The the way that Liam was beside himself that Ridge did not demote Steffi was crazy. Because even he knows that over the years, Ridge normally picks his wife over his kids.
Yeah.
But there was something that he said. He was like, I think this was yesterday when Hope was in their office, and he said something like, what was it? He was like, dang it, I just had it in my head and it fell out. Oh, he was like, I bet Steffi talked Ridge out of it. But he said it in his tone of voice like, I can't believe she would do that. And it's like, did you guys expect Steffi to just roll over and say, okay, Brooke can have my job?
Right.
It's like they can't believe that she fought to keep her title. And they can't believe that Ridge didn't decide to fight her to take it from her.
But you know why that is? It's because, like you just said, Ridge normally does do that.
Yeah.
And Brooke got to either crack crocodile tears or throw the box up in the air, and Ridge just do what he do. And that's why they expected it so much. That's why Hope put so much stock into it, because it normally works.
Yeah. It's just so funny the way that she is just so pissed off, at her mom for not fighting harder for Hope, but also mad at Ridge for picking for going with his daughter over his wife. But you want your mom to pick you all the time over her husband. You see how hypocritical
but when you're in a selfish state of mind, it's going to be contradictory. When you want what you want, you're not going to see, well, hey, I'm asking, he's doing exactly for his daughter what I want my mom to do for me. So I can understand that. She's not going to, because it's coming from a place of selfishness. So she's not going to say, oh, well, what should I should expect any different. You know what I mean?
But I just wish they would let Brooke point that out. Like, nobody is pointing out her hypocrisy. They're all just coddling her.
Yeah. Well, and to be honest, and this is kind of where, I kind of am interested, just as part of the soap, to just see what she can do over there at Logan.
Hmm.
If you don't want to be over here, I'd rather see her over there than this infighting over here. Go be free.
Yeah.
No,
and
she
Yes,
and this
wants.
please.
and this is where rubber is going to meet the road, because if your line starts to suck over at Spencer, you can only blame yourself now.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
can't blame, well, the Foresters didn't give me this and I didn't have support and Steffi got in my way. This is where you're going to really truly see if you're going to fly. And if you crash and burn, there's nobody to blame but yourself.
And that's probably part of the reason why she's so hesitant, because she can't hide behind the, well, Steffi hates me. I didn't get the support I needed because of Steffi. She can't blame Steffi
Mm-hmm.
when she's over there.
Then if you're
So,
going to stay at
yeah.
Forrester, just go on over there, but shut up about it.
Right.
Jenna made a really good comment in here. She said, "This is all Brooke's fault." True. Brooke raised
Mm-hmm.
Hope to compete with Steffi. True. She raised her to think that she's better than Steffi. True. And Hope is having to face reality. All true.
Yeah.
Nothing but facts in that statement.
Yeah.
Raise her with entitlement, because
Mhm.
Brooke is entitled herself.
Yeah.
And even still to this day, wants Hope and Steffi to be on the same playing field.
Mm-hmm.
I
In a
gotta
company
say
that
on a different
Steffi
note.
owns.
What you say, Keish?
I said, and in a company that Steffi is part owner
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. She's one of the majority partners. Um, on a different note, that spoiler from earlier this week about Steffi getting a shocking surprise or something. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but obviously it was Hayes and Charlie.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Hayes came into the
Yeah,
office.
that was
Mhm.
And
cute, but
Charlie.
Charlie, and then they had that they dropped in social media that's somebody from recent past is coming back or something like that,
A
and we were,
veteran
And it was
from,
Charlie.
yeah,
yeah.
and we had made a guess of, we thought, we were hoping it was somebody like Thomas or somebody, but
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be Nick because he
yeah,
was
you did
on.
say Nick, didn't you?
Because they said like this actor has been absent for a year. I'm like, no, it's Nick.
Yeah.
But no, we got Charlie. Hey, Charlie. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
I don't
Yay.
ever need Nick to come back again after
That whole
the way
goofy
things went
thing.
down the last time he was here.
Yeah,
That was a
that was
waste.
crazy. That was
They,
definitely crazy. All right, what y'all
yeah,
thoughts about Donna?
she need to shut up. Where was she at to get her husband in order when he was causing chaos between these two families? This man, speaking of disillusion, her whole husband is disillusioned.
Mm-hmm.
Katie didn't steal anything from this man. And I love how Donna points that out, that he went there willingly, but just like Nikki, she kept quiet.
Yes, she sure
So
did.
here's something that has nothing to do with her or her husband. The sisters are going to forever have issues because Brooke is sensitive over the last name even being used. So Hope going over there, what is that going to do? Her daughter's a grown woman. Like, she can't stop her daughter. Like, she sees her daughter every day because she hasn't left the nest to this day. So
Yeah.
her going to work over someplace else is not going to really affect things. And plus, Forrester is not even her family. But you're going to tell this girl, no. For what? What is that? Why is she giving her 2 cents regarding this? But
My
couldn't say anything when it came to Eric.
my issue with Donna is the fact that she's putting this all on Katie, and it's like, you do hear Liam pushing this.
Mm-hmm.
You do realize that Hope has been engaging in this back and forth with Katie, Bill, and Liam. So it's not Katie being this disruptor to the family. These people are actively involved. And instead of saying, I mean, obviously she was like, oh, don't do this, don't sign that paper, this, that, and the third. It's like, okay, granted, I could see her saying that, but stop blaming your sister for all of this.
Yeah.
Your husband
Exactly.
took his narrow behind over there and did all this behind Ridge and Brooks back. He did that. And Hope came in whining and crying about what's going over at Forrester and started this whole back and forth, even
Yeah.
through last Friday, the what was that, the 15th, where she said, "Well, hey, might have other options." So she already know within herself that she's has an option. So Donna, I think you need to stand down and let these people do what they do.
Right. It's not even her. It's one thing if her husband is involved and she doesn't say anything. Why is she speaking up, trying to say anything now? Is my issue, and talking about like, oh, the sisters are gonna have this divide. Katie and Brooke are gonna forever have their issues. That's just not gonna change.
Right.
And Hope is gonna has an issue with her mother right now.
Mm-hmm.
So Brooke can't control what Hope is gonna do. So you throwing your 2 cents in is going to do what?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So you browbeating your sister, saying that she's ruining the family, and like something that she said. Like, what is the whole point of that? If you're supposed to be the neutral sister.
Right.
Katie would have been more useful had she backed her argument up with, as far as Hope, not going to Logan. If she backed her argument up with the the delusions that Hope is saying to you guys about how she's been treated are not accurate. And maybe not so much as an argument to keep her from going to Logan, but like, hey, I'm gonna knock some sense into your head because none of this actually happened to you. You've had a great run at Forrester. They've basically given you everything you've wanted. They've given you multiple chances, regardless of how bad your line has done in the past. They still kept you there, and they still poured resources into the line um, when they could get them, like when your line wasn't performing. So as much of a type A personality that Steffi can be, despite the personal differences that you guys have, she's actually been good to you. Like, her purpose in that scene would have been served better if she had some kind of dialogue like that, and not just, oh, you can't do this because um, you'll hurt your relationship with Brooke, or whatever the nonsense was that she was saying.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because all of them over there are delusional about what Hope's history was in that company.
And what she's gonna bring to the table right now. The
I
numbers are
mean,
not adding up.
I will say that Katie is valid in why she wanted to leave because they played her wrong.
But that was Brooke and Ridge that made that decision. Steffi was nowhere in there.
Right,
And
I get that part,
earlier,
but that's what Katie always frames it is that Brooke and Ridge and Forrester never they overlooked me and different things like that. She never just narrowed it. Hope narrows it down as Steffi. Katie brings Brooke and Ridge and Forrester into why she left.
oh no, she says Steffi too. She has talked about over the past couple of weeks in these little back and forths. Katie has also talked about Steffi being a tyrant and giving Hope a hard time and running them out of Forrester Creations, or part of the reason why she left Forrester was because of her and Ridge.
Mm,
It wasn't until today or yesterday, whenever that was, that she mentioned Brooke letting Ridge come between them.
And
But they've
to be,
all of them have been focused on Steffi.
mm-hmm.
yeah,
But to be honest, I don't even believe Katie when she said that she was disrespected, because the only reason they hired a PR team was because of the Luna stuff, and they wanted Katie to focus on her child. But they're making it seem as if Katie's been disrespected for years. Well, if that's the case, then why would you want to bring your son on board to work with
Right.
you at that time?
yeah, that's
It,
that's stupid writing to me. It's like, why is he even over there? We've been talking about that for the last 3 months. He didn't want to
Yeah,
stay and make a career over there. And I mean, Bill tried to tell him, but they had him mad about for a minute about them stealing designs. I'm like, why are you doing that with his son? Thank God
right.
we getting Wyatt back.
Okay. I was like,
But,
ooh.
but
I
that's
was,
what
But I'm
they do,
like,
though. They keep trying to rewrite their history at Forrester Creations, because they did the same thing when the coup was happening. And Katie was agreeing with them, talking about the mistreatment that the Logans have had over there for years, and having to answer to Steffi, and um, whatever other madness they made up to justify why they did what they did. They're doing the same thing with this situation, where her
yeah,
and Katie both are talking about, we've had to endure mistreatment for years and not being respected and blah blah blah. And it's like, none of this happened.
yeah.
yeah,
None of
It's
this
like we
happened.
needed,
Katie, you had that one moment where they hired an outside PR firm and you got pissed off about it. That's the one
yeah.
time in Forrester history that maybe you felt disrespected.
And how about they can do that because it's their company and you're an employee at the end of the day?
I'm going to mute for a second, guys.
okay, no
Mhm.
worries.
Yeah, but like, if it's so bad, then why does your son want to stay over there still to this day? He doesn't even, we know it's because of Electra, but he doesn't even want to be over at his legacy company. But yet you and Hope are so disrespected, you can't even bear the thought of walking into the Forrester offices, but yet that boy is still over there. Donna's still over there. And all these other people are still over there. Your sister still over there. But I digress.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Mm,
I wanted to try to get a grade of the sweeps for May. What would you give it?
it got a D minus. Was it even a sweeps? Like it was. This whole sweeps was just rage baiting. The entire sweeps was rage baiting. The stuff that we had going on with Electra and Dylan, and then the stuff going on with Hope and Steffi. It was rage baiting, getting people to pick sides for whatever reason. And it's Steffi's fault for everything, apparently. That's what this whole sweeps was. So it gets a D minus. It makes no sense to me.
What you said makes zero sense to me whatsoever.
Mm-mm. Uh-uh.
Okay. Um, I will give it. I don't know. I give it a C minus. And I mean,
Okay.
obviously, it was a lot of, like you said, rage baiting, but it definitely got us talking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, because that's the purpose of sweeps, is to try to get the highest ratings, during that period of time So I would assume because of everything that was going on and what I saw across social media with how everybody's feeling about whatever, it
Mhm.
definitely got the conversation started. And I think that's one reason why they're dragging this, because we should have had some sort. Okay, so and this is not my flip the script because I'll probably save that for something else. But my thought process is what they should have done is had Hope say yes to Katie, right? She
Mhm.
leaves, she's just like, okay, when they had the last big conversation about a week and a half ago and they told her, we're going to put it on hold. We don't know when. I don't have a date for you. All this going back and forth with this was crazy to me. She should have went ahead, decided to do this, and then without saying to the mom what she's doing, or even Forrester at this point, she just walk out. They'd be like, "Oh, she'll be back." And then she had a press conference the last week of sweeps, saying that she's now officially, along with besides her brother, with her aunt. that would have been explosive enough to, really have a shocker for the Foresters. It would have definitely caused conversation between us, and it would have moved the storyline along.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, because
Anything.
we've been Hope been dragging this for weeks. And the way that the writers got this written, I'm looking at the spoilers for next week, and it's still looking like she wants to pursue Hope for the future over at Forrester. And it's like, then stop whining about it. Stop asking about when they're going to get a date. Just go in your corner, sit down, and wait for the date. If you're not going to go anywhere and you're going to stay over there, why do we need this dialogue back and forth about you begging and pleading and crying and complaining and going off on your mama and running over to Spencer? Just, if you're going to stay over at Forrester, just be quiet about it and wait your turn.
And how about she's still not even looking out for her brother? Because this would be a great opportunity for Deke to get up out of El Jardino.
Yep.
And actually become a designer. It's like she's not even looking at the grand scheme of things.
Nope. And who knows? We might get it because, I mean, by the end of next week, they said Deke, things are looking up for Deke, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the possibility that something has happened. Maybe she does do something, or even give her. Maybe they ask him, even though she's dragging her feet, and they're like, listen, we'd like to move forward with you. Who knows? You know what I mean?
They need to do something because they keep hanging their hat on Hope leaving the company. They were even waiting on what Brooks Box was going to do. Mm-hmm. And that's crazy to me. Mm-hmm. You have a whole company to run.
Yep, I agree. So that's my great. I don't know, Keish. If I know she had to step away. I don't know if she's listening or whatever. All right. Because I wanted to get her grade and everything. Thank you guys for participating in the poll. We still ended up, even though we got 53 votes. Thank you guys for the 50% engagement. I know my soapies could do it. Thank you so much for your support and engagement. This is what we love. We want you guys to chat with us. We want you guys to engage with us. However, there are more Team Steffies here at 74% and Team Hopes at 26%. So I'm going to end the poll right there. Alrighty. Mm-hmm. And then there's your results. Okay, I know Gail got to take off. Usually this is her mark where she got to run. See you. Thank you for stopping in, Gail.
Thank you.
She give her performance of the week. YNR, none. B&B, Jacqueline, BTG, none. All right. Speaking of Beyond the Gates, let's move on. We had, when I say sweeps worthy, they definitely got the memo and they executed it this week.
Yes, they did.
Everything from the culmination of the cotillion, and I know for a while we have been talking about when are they going to end this blood plasma thing, and it culminated into, the blood plasma thing going awry, along with we lost Derek.
Bye, Derek.
Yeah, that was so sad. But it also gave some realizations to none other than Ashley, because she treated that man horribly.
Yes, she did.
And she realized it when it was too late.
Yep. But was giving Grayson all of this grace and these passes, and like the stuff that Derek did. But he had a couple scratches on the refrigerator. He was trying to clean it. He had dirty clothes on the floor. Like that was it. Yeah. That was it. And she chewed his head off. Grayson comes to you stabbed and got people following you, and yet you're like, well, just tell me what's going on. I want to help you. Okay.
I gotta give a shout out to ChatGPT because they did an excellent job on my graphics for Beyond the Gate. Not saying that they did not do, they did some, but the layout of it all came out perfect. When I was like,
Mhm.
it came out perfect. I mean, it got all my photos in there, so I just had to say that. So I don't know, it came out nice. But yeah,
I love it.
yeah, Derek. Oh my God. And there was some behind the scenes footage. If you haven't seen it, it's all over Facebook, it's all over Instagram if you're on either one of those platforms. Probably also on, of course, TikTok and Twitter or X, where I think is it Ben Gavin? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it was sad. Everybody was crying, with him leaving
Yeah.
and him emptying up his little studio, and so I will say that I don't know, they at one point we didn't like how Ashley was treating him, and then the fact of how he was stalking her. The dialogue was real wonky when it came to the
Mhm.
Derek character, because we've had our say so about him, but we also had our say so about Ashley. um I'm assuming Jordy is sticking around for a little while longer. How is he on contract for a year?
I believe so.
Okay, so
He's like, it's like a trade off.
mm-hmm.
Um, so we're definitely going to see, they're going to put Grayson and Ashley together later down the line. So I
I
can see
honestly
that definitely
think
happening.
I don't know. I was what actually crossed my mind was Andre.
Oh, you think they might circle back to
I
Ashley
mean,
and Andre?
she's
God, I hope not.
completely free now because it was just so interesting how that all, because obviously at some point I have a feeling Danny is going to go back to Bill. They've been
Mm-hmm.
playing around, ring around the rosies for the last 6 months, right? And
Yeah.
now that she's broken up with Grayson, because she's pretty much, after all of these secrets and stuff and people getting hurt, and her ex is now no longer here, that leaves room for Andre.
Not just
She was
yet.
single. She was single before Andre and Danny got married, though.
What'd you say?
For a
Just
Was
a
brief
brief
second.
minute. Because
because she was the
remember,
one that walked away from Andre because she saw him and Danny kissing. So there, now I do remember her trying to circle back to him
right.
because everybody thought that the marriage was just,
Fake.
And he shut her
fake or
down.
whatever, and he said no, but it
Right.
wasn't because she was with somebody else. So she was single. There was an opportunity there for him to circle back to her. So I don't think her being single now is going to change how he feels.
Yeah, I don't. With this whole, I have a feeling they're gonna want to readdress that, because they hinted around it in the beginning of season one, and then obviously they moved away from it. But with Haley trying to poison Bill, eventually that's going to destroy that relationship. Danny is
Mm-hmm.
always still having a torch for Bill, which, you know, if something happens to Bill, Danny's going to be the first one losing it. Where's Andre going to feel in that situation? And then now that she's free, the writers might circle back to that.
Oh, I have no doubts they're going to circle Bill and Danny together, because Danny doesn't even respect the marriage that she's in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it interesting how she was willing to let Andre go to Ashley to comfort her, knowing
Right.
her daughter was already there doing so knowing probably, yeah, Jan was over there too. There's people out there that would support Ashley, but you want to bring Audrey over like a fruit basket to comfort her. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I gotta read right through that.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
kind of weird.
yeah, I don't know what woman would do that,
Exactly.
but Danny's a weirdo in general with her choices. But yeah, I have no doubt that she's trying to create a small exit plan so she can try to get back with Bill.
I don't think that's what she's doing, because Danny is the type of person that would straight up tell Andre, you know what, I'm sorry. I thought that this would work, but it's not. I still want Bill, so we're gonna have to head to divorce court. I don't think she doesn't come off to me as a type of character that will beat around the bush or try to come up with some type of, not scheme, but some type of way, a roundabout way to end her marriage. She would just straight up tell Andre she's done. I, I I'm not saying that they're not going to circle Danny and Bill back around to each other, but I don't think it's going to be as obvious as we think it will be once he finds out about Haley. They're going to make Bill beg for her to come back, like they tried to make her beg for Bill last year. So I feel like it's going to take a minute before he gets her back after the whole Haley thing blows up. And regardless of Danny and Andre breaking up, the move is not to put him back with Ashley because they have zero chemistry.
Yeah,
They need to
I agree
find
with that.
somebody new for each one of those characters. She's fine over there with Grayson. They can reconcile that relationship, but they gonna need to find somebody else for Andre because him and Ashley together are like, it's like negative chemistry.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be hard because of the fact that this man is related to the person that she's feeling guilty over. I mean, you every time you see that man, you gonna it's gonna always bring me back to the fact that he was following you and he got killed. So I
Oh,
don't I don't know. I mean, we won't know what Michelle Valjean and her writers are going to do in this whole thing, but it was just really interesting that she pretty much told Grayson we were done here. You know, after everything, all of the secrets, putting everybody's lives in danger because they worried about what you doing and folks trying to check for me and Leah one got, you know, she was pretty much like I'm over all of it. And then we had Danny bringing Andre over there. So I don't know. I mean, I could be totally wrong. It could have been just a supportive moment, but I just found that pretty interesting to say the least.
Yeah, and I just I'm like Danny, just release Andre. If you don't love him,
No.
you have all these. She got these secret kisses
Right.
and this flirtation. There's been dialogue where she would tell Bill, "Oh, it's not all that serious," and so just release this man so he can actually be with the woman who actually wants him.
Mm-hmm.
Like she could be straight up and upfront with a lot of different things, but not everything, especially when it comes to Andre. Like, be honest about those secret kisses and be honest about how you view your relationship.
You see what
Because why
Jenna
would you tell?
said?
Hmm?
Jenna. She said Danny is just having fun with Andre.
Yeah, that's all it is. And she's gonna slowly hand Andre back like a fruit basket to Ashley. So it's not gonna be obvious, but she's gonna slowly do this. So when she decides to leave Andre, he would have a soft place to land.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So, all right. We also had Miss Nicole been having fantasies about her ex.
Mm-hmm.
and she getting real hot and bothered. She getting this advice from both Danny and Vanessa.
Of all people,
Who else gonna
like why
give it
didn't you
to
go
her?
to?
Cause I mean, she ain't finna go to her mama with it.
Yeah, she's not going to go to Mona with it because she would have just put holy water on her. She picked. I mean, she picked the not the best, but I guess to validate her feelings. I'm like, honey, if you miss your ex-husband, I think Vanessa probably had the better advice.
What, to go dip
Like,
her
you
toe in that Kool-Aid again?
might as well, because how serious is he with Shawnice at this point?
Shanice
It's,
is stonewalling this man.
yep, and it's familiar territory. You know, the fact that this man still has yet to move out of that hotel and making Shawnice go back and forth to that hotel to spend time with him, that says a lot. Because usually, if he's serious about a woman, you're taking steps to build a home.
Mm-hmm.
He would have had his house or at least a condo, something. So if he ever decided to get really serious with the woman moves in with him or whatever the case is, you know, he's moving in a direction. He's still living like a bachelor, in my opinion.
Mm-mm.
So I'm like, Nicole, you might as well. And side note, I had a lot of feelings about this new Ted because I was very, very specific about Turtleneck Ted. That will always be my Ted. But Keith Robinson has grown on me. I was like, okay, he's looking
You
really
girl, you so...
looking,
What
you
you
know,
say? He beginning to look like a tasty snack now.
he is like out. That's a very handsome man, off screen, of course. I love his like videos that he'll have like on Instagram, and
Yeah, cause he
you
can
know,
sing.
he can sing, but like I love his personality. Maybe that's why I like him even more. Even now I'm on screen too. But like
Mm-hmm.
the scenes that he had with Nicole in her head, I'm like, he's looking. Okay, this might be
Mm-hmm.
my new Ted. I don't know, but I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
I felt the way about him, but now I'm okay.
What you got, Keish?
Um, I thought the fantasies were last week. You talking about
Oh,
Nicole
were
and her
they
fantasies
Monday,
still?
weren't they?
She had one last week, and
And then
then
she
while
had
she was
another one.
talking, and then she had another one when after she left the table with
Right.
Vanessa, they were in the like the entranceway at the country club. She saw him come from the gym, and in her fantasy, in her head, like he put her against a wall in the country club and
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, wasn't that last week?
Mm-mm.
That was Monday.
Yeah, when okay, so remember she was sitting down with Vanessa at the club and she got up. I think wow, he was there with who?
I remember the scene. I just thought it was. I thought that
Oh,
happened last
okay.
week.
Yeah, no, it
Um.
was earlier this week.
Yeah, that was her second fantasy
Okay.
because the first one was when she was with Carlton.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought all that. I don't know why I thought that the second one was last week too.
Yeah.
I. I I don't know. I mean, like you said, she wasn't going to be able to get advice from anybody else but the two biggest birds on the show. So, and of course, they were going to give her the, well, just, do you want to circle back to it? Maybe you should scratch that itch. But I have a feeling that, and I've said this before, I have a feeling those two are going to get back together before Danny and Bill get back together because it hasn't been so obvious with them. And the fact that Ted still lives in a hotel, um, to me, is another indication that his only move can be getting back with Nicole
Mm-hmm.
because Leslie doesn't even have a house.
Yeah.
We always see her at Eva's house, or I can't even remember the last time we've seen her in her hotel room. and her shouse right now is on hold, so that's not happening anytime soon. So I have always felt like they kept Ted in that hotel because their plan was to circle to put him back with Nicole at some point, um, sooner than later. Um, because I've never really like I like her chemistry with Kyle, but neither Kyle nor Carlton came off to me as something that was going to be a long term relationship for Nicole, like something that to where they were going to have Nicole married or in a serious relationship with one of these guys for like the next year or two before she got back with Ted. I didn't see that happening. Um, so yeah, I feel like Nicole and Ted will be back together by the end of the season or the beginning of the next season
Gotcha.
because these fantasies popping up out of nowhere. Well, I won't
Mm,
say out of nowhere, but you know,
yeah.
like why is she having these fantasies all of a sudden? So
Yeah. I gotcha. All right. Which now moves us to the cotillion. Uh,
yeah,
it
loved it.
yeah, it took up pretty much the first half of the week. Everything from prep because we had Eva helping the girls, including June, get ready for everything. June looks so pretty.
Yes, she did.
I like how they incorporated her into the event as well. We had this
Mm-hmm.
drama with Anastasia and her granddaughter, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that whole thing was so crazy. Let's stop there. What are your thoughts on that part?
Beautiful. This is when I think of like like a soapy antagonist, that is it.
Mm-hmm.
And this only makes me want to see more Anastasia, makes me want to see more of her family because these are some deep seated issues that they have with Dupree's, down to the grandbabies. You got the grandbabies tripping this girl.
Yeah, she
Come
stepped on that
on.
girl's dress. And
Mm-hmm.
then there was Donnell.
Mm-hmm. Who just said his tire got a flat tire or something like that. He said,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
"Yeah, I would have had a backup by then." But he showed up. He looked handsome. But I writers, producers, bring the Belclair family, please.
Yes.
I need to see all of them. Why do they have all this animosity towards the Duprees? Like
Yeah, what's the
somebody
what's
slept
the
with
daughter?
somebody's
What's the
man.
granddaughter name again?
Chessie.
But
Francesca.
Yeah, Chessie.
Francesca,
Who's her mama? Bring the mama on there. Where's she at?
bring Mama, the brother,
The daddy.
one of the five ex-husbands that Anastasia had. I want to know if she's still using the escort service still. I want to know like how did they get their wealth. I want to know more about Anastasia and her family because there's a lot of animosity towards Dupree's. You
Mm-hmm.
got the grandbabies attacking the Dupree's.
Deanna
That
looks
that
so nice with that dark. What she had that dark. What I'm trying to describe her dress.
it was
Oh,
like this
Deanna's dress.
Mm-hmm.
dark angel sort
I
of,
would you call it goth?
It could have been gothy ish. I think had her makeup been a little bit darker
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah.
with some different accessories, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't
She's
feel like it was like the way she was styled. I didn't feel like it was
Okay.
goth, but
like
she looked gorgeous though.
Mm-hmm.
I
yeah,
loved it.
she did. I, in contrast to like the girls who were in white, I think she called herself like the rebel, like a
Mm-hmm.
dark rebel or something like that. Um, but she looked beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they all looked. Their hair and their makeup looked great. I did not like most of the dresses.
I thought
I don't
so.
know
Anita
how
overall was my
cotillion
favorite.
dresses are supposed to be. Is it a set standard? Because they look like
They look they're
weddingish.
wedding dresses basically.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the girls of the
that's the
cotillion,
norm.
like the girls of the cotillion, they looked beautiful. Samantha looked beautiful. I'm
Mhm.
talking about like the attendees, like
Oh.
Yeah,
like
You
I
know who
love
I was shocked at? Danny. I mean, because I thought
really.
she, yeah, I mean, they put Carla into some wow factor type
Yeah,
dresses.
yeah.
And when she had this other, I'm like, is that what she wearing? Because I thought it was just something that she showed up.
It looked like a robe.
Right.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
that
I
didn't
mean,
care for that
Carla got the
dress either.
body for any dress. Her and Michelle Stafford can wear anything.
Yeah.
I agree.
Anita was my favorite look overall. Her
Yeah.
dress,
Me
her
too.
hair, her makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my least favorite dress was Chelsea's. Her overall look I didn't like.
With
It
the
was
with
She
that with the
ruffles.
ponytail and all that
it was
stuff.
the I didn't mind her hairstyle,
Mm-hmm.
but I hated that thick headband they put on it with the that rhinestone barrette in her
Oh,
hair.
okay.
That was too much. I felt like the gloves was too much. Um, and all the ruffles and then like that X detail of the dress on like across her chest.
Mm-hmm.
It was just all too much. It was too much going on with her. If the dress didn't have the ruffles, I may have been able to take the gloves. The headband altogether just needed to go. Like that to me that was an unnecessary accessory for that look.
Let me ask you ladies something that I have been seeing going off on social media probably late last week, early this week, is people saying that Nicole looked different from one day to the other. So I don't know if they were
Different
saying,
how?
yeah, well, they were talking about what did she do to her face. And I'm like, I just thought it was a makeup change. Because I could see a
Yeah.
difference, but I thought it was more of a makeup change versus her doing facial alteration. I don't know, but it was blazing on Facebook.
I
I saw some people saying that on X too,
You
and
saw that too on
I
X?
didn't. Yeah, I didn't notice anything. To
me
me
either.
anyway, I didn't think that she looked any different than
Because
she
there were
had
some
before.
people saying that, I don't know. They were saying that she had bag removal, like from up under her eyes or something. So it made her
Oh,
eyes look tighter. People were doing side by side photos. And I'm like,
oh,
yeah, it was crazy. It was like late last week, early this week, and people was on one episode she looked at one way, and then the next episode she looked at a little different, and so people was just going off about it. So I didn't know if y'all had seen
interesting.
anything on it. Jenna
Yeah,
said that it was
Yeah.
noticeable.
I maybe I'm oblivious then because I didn't think she looked any different than she had
Okay,
before.
so
She's always looked gorgeous to me.
okay, so I see people saying that she put fillers in. Nicole's face was swollen. She had some fillers put in.
I another possibility is like she could have had allergies, like
Yeah, it could have been
It
anything.
could have been
because
anything.
anything can make your face puffy. I wouldn't resort to saying that she had cosmetic procedures or like lunchtime procedures or anything like that, or like Botox. I mean, I would probably need to see future episodes to try to compare the two, but like anything can make your face swollen. Like if you take a lot, if you eat stuff that's really salty, you can your face can be a little swollen. Like anything could happen. Um, but I personally didn't really see much of a difference. Um, but if she had it, as long as it looks tastefully done, I'd be like, that's money well spent. If she had it done, but I haven't noticed anything. And it could have also been a makeup choice too that makes her face look different.
Yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. I was like, what is going on? So I just wondered
Yeah.
if y'all had saw some stuff about it or whatever. I don't know. I do see people saying things that there might have been stuff done. And I'm looking in the chat, but yeah, we try to keep it at a minimum, if at all. We rarely talk about the actors and
Hmm.
actresses. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, we try to stay away from that. So
Yeah. And like, also think about the storyline that she was just given for her to exit the cotillion. Like, maybe they're trying to give her some time in case like she's getting over a cold or like getting over like really bad allergies, like anything.
yeah,
So I my first thought wasn't cosmetic
mhm,
surgery. Like some women are obvious.
mhm,
Um, Hunter Tyler, but you know, with her, I don't know. I just need to see some future episodes and see.
yeah. I guess we would have to see. What else happened at the cotillion? Well, after everything was said and done, I've obviously Samantha won. There was this whole mix up because Nathan, the guy tried to put a fake vote in there and couldn't even spell the girl's name right.
It was
And he was
hilarious.
drinking.
Yep. He was
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah, he was drunk.
The way he got in Ted's face. Well, first of
Yeah, cause he
all, the way he
called
disrespected Samantha.
right. He called a B word or something, didn't he?
Yep. Yeah, he did. He said, "Why you got to be such a B?" And then Tyrell stepped in, and then Ted came over. He was still mouthing off.
Yeah,
I'm
that
like, this
dude,
kid
he
is,
don't care.
yeah.
What did y'all think about Chessie once she realized that this whole thing was obviously messed up by Nathan? And she realized that Samantha had won. She shook off Anastasia and she crowned Samantha herself.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I thought that was that was actually, I wouldn't say it gives her a pass for tripping that girl, but I feel like that's a human thing for her to do. And it kind of also showcases another storyline about how Anastasia has probably been pushing Francesca to, you know, get a one up over on the Duprees and like feed her this garbage. That's why I really want them to deep dive into Anastasia's storyline because like she's feeding her granddaughter a lot of this mess. And it's like her granddaughter had to kind of wake up and be like, okay, no, this isn't right. Let me do the right thing. And the look on Anastasia's face when she saw Francesca do that, I'm like, you can't be this nasty and this rude. But I love it because it's soapy. And I just need to see more of Anastasia. Bring the entire Belle Claire family.
Yeah. That's gonna be that would be an interesting touch if they did add, but they got a lot of cast members.
It's okay. We can make room for them. It would be worth it.
Well, they got to get paid too. So, I mean, that's the other thing I'm wondering because we still got Ashley, who used to play on Bold and Beautiful, supposed to be coming over. We got to see what this Doug thing gonna look like. Is he back for real or just in a hallucination? So, usually when soap characters go, they're bringing new ones in. So,
Mm-hmm.
I don't
I would
know.
love it. We were talking about this earlier. I would love for Doug to be back.
Yep. Keep talking, guys.
Like, if Deanna knew this whole time, and that's the reason why it took her a while for her to even show up on screen because she was like talking with her dad, and she came back to knock some sense into Donnell and her mother about Joey. I would be here for that. And like we had like our theories and different things in the group chat, but
Hmm.
if this is not a hallucination, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, he could be the impaler, which I'm a little upset because I thought they were going to reveal the impaler this week.
I didn't remember seeing that in the spoilers.
It wasn't the spoilers. It was like the previews that they're saying, like, oh, the impaler is still out there. Who is it? Like, this is going to be revealed. Like, there was an anticipation. Like, we knew that Derek was going to go, but we still don't know who the impaler is.
Yeah, I still didn't expect to see that this week. I just based on that preview when he said they're still out there. So I figured they were going to continue to drag that part of the story on a little bit longer.
And like, my only guess is that might actually be Ashley Jones' character. Like, she's going to be Joey's sister who happens to be the impaler. That would be like my only guess. Now, there was like a name that Anita and Vernon had mentioned when they were trying to figure out who's going to take Leah's place. What if that could also be Ashley Jones's character? I forget what that girl's name that they mentioned.
I thought they were talking about Shanice's aunt.
Monica.
Yeah.
Was that her they were talking about? I thought there was someone else.
They mentioned her aunt.
They mentioned her
in that
aunt.
conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then Ashley Jones could be Joey's sister, and the fact that he's like deep diving into the what was going on with the plasma ring, like maybe he was trying to look out for his sister who happens to be the impaler. But I thought they were going to reveal that at some point this week, since May sweeps ends this week. I figured the stuff that went on with Derek, we knew, and I thought it was going to be revealed because they kept saying, like, oh, they haven't shown his face yet. So I'm like, why are they dragging that part on still?
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think it's Doug.
I wouldn't hate it at all.
Mm-mm.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially since Randy, like, 2 weeks after Doug had passed, decides to go work back with Joey all of a sudden. And this is the man that you were scared of. You stole $10,000 from this man and you tried to run to Bali because you were so scared, but you want to all of a sudden work up underneath Joey and do all these little random assignments. I'm like, yeah, something's not right.
Mm-hmm. So Jessica decided she won't get busy in the beach house.
Wait a minute, before we skip to that part, when they were doing the introductions of the girls and Jessica did that little move and pissed off her parents, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was just so random. Like, definitely was not expected. Super random. And I don't know. There was something cute about it because she's been like anti-cotillion this whole time, just doing it because her parents are basically forcing her to. So that was her little way of rebelling. But I don't know. I enjoyed the way that they laid out the whole cotillion event because they could have very easily skipped over like introducing the girls and the whole the dance routine part of it. But I'm glad that they incorporated all that in there because the little dance routine was cute too.
Yeah, that was. It was different. A lot of them they were like, ooh, this is a little bit too much. And it's like, these are well, no. Yes. Part Gen Z, part Gen Alpha. So.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it looks like these days. The last one that I went to was...
Wait a minute. Keish, you went to a cotillion?
I've been to several. It's yeah, we have them every year in this area.
Oh, wow.
From all over the city. It's not like on the show where it's a bunch of wealthy people. Like, it's nothing like that. It's a mix, and
Mm.
most of it is like middle class. Um, but my sisters did the cotillion. I didn't do it when I was in high school.
Mhm.
My best friend did it. I have cousins that have done it, so I've
Wow.
been to several, and
I
they're
don't even
fun.
see that often out here. Maybe I don't know. It's a lot going on in Ohio.
Mm.
Yeah, they're fun. All of ours are sponsored by like a Divine Nine sorority.
Oh, so like a
So
soror.
like
I
we
mean,
have two.
mhm.
Yeah, because the AKAs have one that they sponsor, and then the Deltas have one that they
Are you
sponsor.
in the sorority?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I've got several family members that are, but I never did it.
Okay.
Um,
Jenna said they have them a lot down there too.
yeah, and then they even have one. They have a botillion that's for the guys,
Oh wow.
where they're the ones that are being, I guess, introduced into society. And they have, of course, their escorts are girls or whatever, but the spotlight is on them. It's not for the girls.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're fun, but the last one I went to was probably about what 6 years ago,
Oh okay.
7 years ago, because it was before COVID, I
Okay.
believe. And they do the whole little dance routine. They even do the part where they dance with their father.
Mhm.
They have a routine with their escort, and then they had a routine with the escort and the father. But they do the little fancy ballroom kind of dancing, and then they incorporate like some of today's dance moves and the dances. It's fun,
Oh okay.
super cute.
Wow, we got first hand knowledge here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do anything like that
Yeah,
here
I
in
haven't seen
Orlando.
any out. Yeah, I mean, you would think Chicago being a big city, something is going
I
on.
bet there is something out there, especially in Chicago.
You doubt that there is something?
No, no, I said I bet that there is,
Oh,
because
I
usually
just
in
don't
bigger
know about it.
cities,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, usually
Yeah.
especially in like big cities,
Mm,
the
okay.
the black communities have like those kind of organizations that sponsor that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Florida is its own planet. I, look, one of these days, I'm just gonna just film like 15 minutes of what I see every day, and you'll be surprised. There's definitely the opposite of a cotillion out here.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay. Um, yeah, Jessica was trying to school him, and I guess he did a good job because she was more than uh, satisfied. So,
Hmm. Did you guys think that because they left before they did the whole crowning? I thought Jessica was going to be the one that won because they
Yes,
left early.
mm,
yes, I
mm,
thought so too. That actually would have been a fun ending, but I mean, kids are being kids. I
we
hope
didn't
he
get to
leaves this
see.
little girl alone. She reckless.
We didn't
I
get to
hope
see
she'll
the
end up pregnant.
Well, she popped out that. I mean, that ain't 100% unless it was break, but she had one ready to go.
Oh, okay. I missed that part of it.
Yeah, she pulled out a Jimmy hat. That's the old school. I had to think of something to say because I don't know. YouTube can get kind of finicky.
Some protection.
Yeah, some protection. I said a Jimmy hat.
Oh,
I
oh.
That's definitely old school. Um, Anyway, yeah, but she's experienced, he's not, and
Hmm.
she made sure that I guess but that girl getting ready to go to UCLA, and I mean, he is struggling about it. He
Yeah.
gonna have some splaining to do because her parents is looking for her,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
they got pissed off at
Martin.
Martin about that too. Talking about where did your son take our daughter? The question, sir, is where did your daughter take his son?
Yeah. Uh, Donnell's gonna be okay. Like it's his first little puppy love,
Did
and
you just say Don
Oh, Tyrell.
Tyrell?
Tyrell Donnell, the L's.
Girl, you and these names.
Ty Tyrell.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be okay. Like, especially if these kids are going to have like a long distance relationship, we know that's not going to last. As
Mm-mm.
soon as she hits the campus, she already had a new boyfriend. He'll be okay. This is just how it is for kids. But
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a, you know, I
Yeah.
mean, kids are going to be kids.
Yep.
He
All right, and last but not least, we have to talk. We kind of touched on it a little bit about Ashley's reaction to it all, but where it all started, which is what we've been talking about with this whole blood plasma ring storyline coming to a completion, is obviously Leah was pressuring Grayson to work at the new free clinic. Leslie pushed a whole thing about this with Derek. Oh, and I'm wondering, she probably ain't gonna feel nothing next week. But she
no,
got in that man's
yeah,
face about letting Grayson work there, and you know, yeah. Um, he obviously caught Grayson. Grayson says, "Listen, this is to protect everybody, including Ashley." And of course, Derek followed him to the warehouse where he was hiding. And I'm like, oh my God, Derek, why are you there? Why are you there?
I know.
He looked just he
Like
you can
popped up
tell
out of
he didn't
nowhere.
belong there.
Right.
And he looking like, whoa, where am I? And I'm like, dude, yeah, you need to get out the way. And I know he tried to protect Jacob, because he took the
Yeah.
bullet for him. Obviously, this was a way to end the character, but oh my gosh. Yeah. We lost Derek. So
hi
You know
Derek.
what, y'all? I'm sad about it.
I am
I liked
too.
Derek.
Derek
I
was, yeah.
Me too.
especially away from Ashley. He One of my favorite things about Derek was when he had a very he developed a very like sarcastic type of personality where he always had some little, I don't know, some little joke or some snide remark to say when he was in a scene with Leslie. Like he was the only one I feel like that really got under Leslie's skin, that annoyed her. Because
Mm-hmm.
normally when Leslie is going at it with somebody, she's the one that walks away with the last word with a little smirk on her face. On her face. Um, but in scenes with Derek, like he does not bite his tongue. Even when he's talking to Eva, when it comes to her mom, he doesn't bite his tongue. He was always honest about how he felt. He will always throw a jab at her, and he will walk away with a little smirk on his face. He was the only one I feel like that could really do that with Leslie. So that was like one of my favorite things about him. But I feel like away from Ashley, like in scenes with Shanice, even in scenes with Eva, um, he was just so much better. He was a much more likable character.
Mm-hmm.
There was something about him and Ashley together. It was just, I don't know. It was like he wasn't able to thrive or something with her. He was always he was always doing something wrong. Like Ashley and Derek kind of reminds me of how we feel about Naomi and Jacob, where she's just constantly nagging him. Where they
Yes.
started out good, because Ashley and Derek had, I feel like, a handful of love scenes in the beginning of the first season, and then it slowly progressed into it was like Derek couldn't do anything right, just like how it is with Naomi and Jacob. So when they broke them up and we finally got to see Derek in scenes with other people, it was like he's actually good away from her. And then they
Well,
took him away from
the
us.
thing is with Ashley is that this man, and this is why it's hard for her in this moment because she realized that she treated him badly. But all Derek wanted to do was to marry her, have some kids, get a house, and
Mm-hmm.
do the whole a white picket fence, two kids, a family. And
Yep.
her thing was is that she wanted to explore Andre because that was the main issue, which is why Andre brought it up
Mm-hmm.
in today's episode. That girl had Andre on the brain, even though she was in a relationship with him, and she figured like, hey, I don't know if I'm ready to settle down. And so when anything that Derek did, when you
It
don't want to be
annoyed him.
bothered with them,
Mm-hmm.
it annoys you.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously we know the rest that happened. And Andre went off and um, married Danny, and those two had eventually broken up because they did try it again and she just couldn't do it. And then she was like,
Mm-hmm.
I need to focus on my career, and I just need to live my life. I want to go have fun because remember, Andre was painting pictures of balloons in Paris. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
she
Yeah.
was like, ooh, and she said dream and all this so kind of stuff. And so Derek was the good guy who wanted to give her family and commitment, and she wanted the because remember Andre came on screen as the bad boy, and this bad boy, single, never settled down man who traveled the world. She wanted to play in the streets like Claire,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and it ended up her getting with Grayson. She somewhat kind of threw it in Derek's face and always called him
Mm-hmm.
jealous and insecure. And he was like, yeah, I'm picking up bad vibes on this guy. Which Grayson, even though he liked Ashley, he was keeping a ton of secrets, dangerous ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
I mean, she, uh, I can understand from Ashley's point of view. Like, she's not gonna listen to Derek tell her, "I don't trust this guy," and but
right.
he's got nothing to back up, why he feels that way.
Of
Because
course.
clearly, you were in love with me. I rejected you. You tried to get me back, and I didn't want you back. So
Mm hmm.
this is just coming off as you being jealous.
Mm hmm.
I hated the way that they almost in a sense villainized Derek to make her look like a, a victim,
Mm
like with
hmm.
the whole thing about his with his injury, and it was just like, we don't need to do all this to Derek just for her benefit. Like, just break them up and let him move on.
And then she went through the whole thing of guilt today about
Mm-hmm.
how he only wanted to surprise me at my wedding that he can now walk, and he just wanted a family and he wanted to marry me and he was the love of my life.
uh,
You realize that a day late and a dollar short.
that's why them tears mean nothing to me. Like, y'all, what, they hadn't been on good terms. They had been broken up for months.
Mm,
Wasn't really on speaking terms with each other. Like, she didn't want to be bothered with him because of how he felt about Grayson. So I don't care about her POV
yeah,
of on Derek's
I
death. This should
agree.
be. I would rather see how Jacob is feeling. That was his best friend, and it remained his best friend after his breakup with Ashley. So, and he died saving his life. So
Mm-hmm.
hopefully next week we'll get to see Jacob's point of view, because I don't want to go through these weeks of having to watch Ashley grieve
Ashley.
over a man that she
Well,
treated
you're
like
gonna
crap.
get some more of that next week because it's in the spoilers where Naomi is back over there again,
Lord,
and they did say that Leslie wonders how all of this is gonna make her look, and I'm like,
of course she
that's what
does.
you thinking about?
Of course,
You
Leslie
yelled
is
at the
always thinking about
same.
her.
What you say?
I said Leslie is always thinking about herself.
Yeah, I mean the same man that you forced into this whole situation is the same man that lost his life. I mean it's like, girl, you need to chill out. So,
Yeah,
what is this?
it's not a
They
surprise.
Oh, Rim was trying to give up the Impaler. That would be interesting if they gave him a deal. Leah says she don't know nothing. Not a
Yeah.
thing. Do y'all believe her?
I actually do.
Mm-hmm.
Because why would she know? It's kind of like the same thing with like Damien, who was assuming the name of Aerosol Dumas but never met the man, even though he was employed by him for like several years.
Oh,
So I
okay.
guess
That's
sometimes it
true.
happens.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like if she knew, I
She
mean,
was
you
seen
see
like
how
a
quickly she
canary.
folded. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you see how quickly she folded in the warehouse
Right.
Yeah,
when she
she
found out
was.
who Jacob was. So,
Yeah, she was seen like a canary, get a plea deal, like it was nothing. But there's a reason why she doesn't know that face. So I think it's a possibility she's telling the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, because she looked at Jacob and was like, ooh, I'm cooked. Because she realized that what was his name? His street name?
Rashad.
Rashad, yeah.
Yeah.
She was like, look at me, Rashad. And when she saw Jacob Hawthorne, she was like, oh, I know what this is.
I'm gonna miss Rashad. I don't know. There was like something
I'm
about
not,
that.
girl, that brick wall corner.
I don't miss
Me,
that part. I just miss the persona. I'm
girl,
like, this
I
is a
don't
different
know.
side to Jacob.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious
It
this.
gave him some
Go ahead.
oomph.
You think so?
I think so. I
Wait
mean,
a minute. So you didn't like him before the Rashad thing? You thought he was
no,
what?
no, I didn't. I don't mind Jacob. Jacob is gorgeous, man. He is.
Mm-hmm.
But if he were to bring Rashad into the bedroom with Naomi,
Oh
maybe
Lord,
she might act right. She might act right.
girl, you are so funny. You are too funny. It was something. Oh, I was gonna say, what did y'all think about that conversation between Donnell and Joey?
I Donnell need to pick a lane
Yeah.
because he can't. Like, I understand that maybe he was trying to get along with Joey because that's what his mom wanted,
Mm-hmm.
but if this is going to be what he does every time something happens because he suspects that possibly because of what Joey does and his, background, that he might be part of, you know, something bad that happened, then it's like, stop faking the funk. You clearly don't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I
are
agree
you
with
going to
that.
pick an argument every time something happens? At
Mm-hmm.
least Deanna is being up front with it. She
Yeah.
don't like him. She don't
Mm-hmm.
like him, and she's not going to act like she does.
Well, she said, I mean, he said that, Deanna has pretty much been in his ear. He tried to give her the benefit of the doubt, but, the
Mm-hmm.
more that he listened to his sister, he's kind of second guessing everything, which, I mean, she,
I guess my question is, what did you think was different? Did you, for some reason, think that Joey was no longer a criminal, or
well, that's definitely how Vanessa was trying to present him. She was definitely trying to whitewash this guy.
yeah? And they crack me up every time somebody suspects something. It's like everybody knows the man is not. I don't think he's running a mob, but some type of underground,
Organization.
like, criminal organization.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Even your kids do. So I don't know. She frustrates me. Vanessa does.
Yeah.
Like, y'all can't be mad because people know what this guy does and will
Girls.
question you every once in a while about it. He's a criminal. Like, that's what you got in bed with. Deal with it.
Yeah, and then that whole
Yeah.
conversation she had with Nicole, and Nicole said, I know you told me not to judge, and she said, I'm going to hold you to that. It's like, okay, so can't nobody tell you the truth? We got to tell
Basically,
you what you want to hear.
speaking of disillusion,
Exactly.
she at the top of that list too. And when it I'm going to back up a little bit. When it comes to Donnell, he's a day late and a dollar short because he should have been pressing Joey just like he started to do after his father had passed. He should have, at the very least, kept being more on him, versus it only being just his sister. Because Vanessa, she's delusional to begin with, but some people, they are perfectly happy with living in that delusion. But don't go to your friend who is a psychologist and tell her that you just want her to basically just coddle you, and to tell you that, oh, you have nothing to worry about. People are going to have their own viewpoints and opinions.
Right.
Do you have to listen to it? No. But if you're going there for advice, you can't curate and say what they can and cannot say if you don't want the truth.
Right.
So you went to Nicole for what? And then she's talked about Kat too. And I love the conversation that Kat and Deanna had, because they kind of wanted the same. Like, they got a lot in common.
I couldn't stand the way Nicole told Vanessa, because Vanessa was like, I wish Deanna was more like Kat. And Nicole was like, well, I had to check Kat about the way that she felt, or her attitude about me dating two men. It's like, good grief.
Like,
can Nicole ever be positive about her daughter?
Can she check anybody is the real question. I haven't seen her check a soul yet, let alone her daughter. Because her daughter, just like Deanna, Kat gets her mother together most times, laying out facts. See, this is why I wish Deanna and Kat become good friends, because they got a lot in common. They got these crazy mothers, but...
Well, here's the thing that I didn't like about prior to the Deanna and Kat conversation is that whole conversation with Tomas, Kat, and Vanessa. Because this girl is trying to piece this thing together, and Tomas is like, yeah, she watched too. It was like he downplayed, and she looking like, why doesn't this make sense to you? It's one thing if Bill says, hey, this is an investigation, let us handle it, because, obviously it could compromise the case. But just in conversation, how Tomas tries to, I guess, in that conversation, talk her like
dismissive.
Perfect. Very dismissive.
He's always been dismissive of her.
And then Vanessa co-signed it, and I'm sitting up there like, dang, can you get a girl a break? She's trying to figure this thing out, and y'all just like, yeah, well,
Yeah.
You brought your butt over there to that table. That was none of your business. You were eavesdropping, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Tomas has always been dismissive of Kat. Always. He always downplays her feelings, her opinions about something, and has always been just very dismissive of her. Yeah. And then the vibe I got from Vanessa was, because her and Leah know each other, right?
Yeah.
So it was almost like she was trying to defend her friend or something. Is that what she was doing in that conversation?
As they all know her, and Doug worked at the hospital that she was running. So she's known, they all know Leah.
Yeah. And, she was like, the Kat was speaking facts. I mean, if she would go through this whole blood ring, she was the one that was helping facilitate, even when Grayson got stabbed, and pretty much told him, you don't want that to happen again, do you? So Kat was definitely spot on. And for them to be as dismissive as they were, y'all could at least entertain it. She wasn't arrested for no reason.
Right.
So I didn't like that. I ain't like that part. So.
Well, Kat's used to this at this point. That's why I want her to have a friend that she can relate to.
Yeah.
Everybody, when you think about it, everybody pretty much is dismissive of Kat.
I'm like,
I
you
agree.
and Deanna gets
And then
you and
one
Deanna gets
one more thing. I know Mona, because we saw a scene this week between Mona and Randy. Mona was praying that, she didn't want to think about Randy blowing her back out. So
look, I don't share those same sentiments. That's a look.
that
We
girl.
know why look. We know why she circled back around. That's a fine
And then when
looking man.
Randy was like, her face lit up like Christmas tree when Randy was talking about how Lynette is no longer an issue anymore. She was like, oh, okay. I'm like, girl, you want to knock the cobwebs out? You ain't had none since you had Laura.
Yeah. I mean, just I wouldn't mind Mona having a love interest. Like, this is why I love a lot of like the supporting roles. Yes, they have a lot of people, a lot of characters on this show, but I'll give BTG credit where they're at least allowing them to have like their own storyline arcs where we're kind of curious about. Same thing like with June, and same thing with Laura, same thing here with Mona. So if she gets a little love interest, a little something, something, I'm here for it.
Do you think that
Like,
Randy is a little interested?
he entertains it. I mean,
Okay.
all she just needs is the cobwebs knocked out. He don't have to be her husband. He don't have to, she knows what she's dealing with. That's why she keeps circling back and keep going around him. He's not going to be reformed because he's with her. But if she's just trying to, get her awakening, you picked the right dude to do that.
Mona don't seem like that type.
You be surprised when the door closes. People can be a completely different person.
No, I'm saying in general, with how holy she seems to be, she doesn't seem like the type that would just be okay with a casual
fling.
We just hooking up. She's going to want him to be serious about her before she gives him anything.
I'm gonna say it again. You'd be surprised, especially down here in Florida. There's so many stories I can share with you guys. When the door closes, no matter what their role is, if they run a church, they run anything, it's a completely different story. And
I'm not saying that she's not active. I'm saying in the conversation that she's had with him and how she carries herself and the little comments that she was making about him and Lynette, she is not going to just let Randy
hit it.
It's not going to be it's going to be something to where he's going to have to commit to her.
Yeah, she going to want something
I'm not
of
saying
substance.
married. Yeah, I'm not saying married, but she's not going to allow it to be, this is just a fling. Not with the way she talking.
So he needs to go to a couple of Bible studies with her. A couple of Bible studies every Thursday with her for at least a month, and then maybe he might be able to get it.
She is going to demand respect and exclusivity from that man. It's not just going to be we just going to hook up every now and then. Not like what Nicole is doing.
So he got to be a 7-day evangelist at least for about a month. And then he might be able to get it. Like,
y'all funny.
Look, once he gets it, then he'll drop her. But
yeah, I don't know if she won't even get involved in that. I mean, that guy got some. I mean, him being tied to Joey and whatever else. What if he did unalive Lynette somehow?
Yeah, because it'll. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying. Does she really want to get involved in all of that?
Right. It'll be another situation of a woman trying to change a man. It's like you knew what he was when you got involved with him. We don't need a storyline of Mona trying to reform Randy.
Yeah.
The way Vanessa is trying to do with Joey.
Like, we already got love after lockup.
Well,
We don't
Yeah.
need to see that on ourselves.
Like
I
I
mean,
want Mona to get a love interest, but I don't see it with Joey. Like he's literally a straight up criminal.
I don't
yeah,
even know who else would be if we stepped away from the Joey and the Randys and stuff like that. Malone is already sniffing around Leslie, so I don't. Who
we
else
did
is
more
there?
than sniff around.
Right.
They will have to introduce a new man for
Right.
her,
Exactly.
another recurring character or something.
Yep. To
Give
get
give her not Chester. What is his name? The one in Nicole's sleeping with. What's
Chester,
his name? What's his
Chester.
name?
Carlton.
There we go.
Oh
Yes.
Lord, girl, you and these names.
I was struggling. I was like,
How did you get Chester from Carlton?
I don't even know. I was like, what is his name? I knew it was with a C. That's the first thing that came to mind. Because I was like, how he dresses and everything. I was like, oh, Chester. Okay.
Oh
Chester.
my
Give
God.
give Mona, if you're not gonna give June Carlton, which I think that would be a perfect match,
This is how
then
you. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
then I'm like, then give Mona a little something. Give her Carlton/Chester.
This is how you know that Nicole doesn't take Carlton seriously because next week is a spoiler that she actually tells. Wait a minute. Not Carl. Not. I said Carlton. Kyle.
See, there
Kyle.
you
No,
go.
I mixed the two men up. Kyle. That she's been having fantasies about Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm like, you're gonna tell your little side action about the ex-husband that you fantasize? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, that's yeah.
she
Mm-hmm.
she definitely gonna get back with Ted now.
Exactly. I saw that in the spoil. I'm like, oh, she telling her sad. Well, they're not sad pieces, but she telling her sneaky links that
Yeah.
she been uh, fantasizing about her ex. Yeah, y'all need to. Y'all ain't serious, so don't get your hopes up.
Yeah.
Anywho, all right. Did we cover everything?
I think
I
so.
Okay.
yeah, I think we did.
It was a lot on BTG this week. They knew the
Yeah,
assignment when
They
it
yeah,
came
the
to
sweeps.
sweeps.
they
So I
did.
will give
And
them
poor
an
Derek.
A for sweeps
I agree.
because they
I
kept
give
my attention. I was looking forward to it. I'm like, who's the one that's supposed? Because they put that in the spoiler. Somebody is going to die, and I'm like, oh my God, who is it? You
I
know.
give it an A minus.
Okay.
And the only reason because they should have revealed who the impaler is by now. Like we should have had a whole new character on screen, especially for the very last week of sweeps. And I was hoping that it would be a trade-off. Since we're going to lose a person, we should be gaining a person. But other than that, it was a great sweeps.
Yep. I agree. I agree. All right, so let's get into these final segments. Did you give your grade, Keish, for?
I agree with the A.
Okay, and then you didn't get a chance to grade the sweeps for bold because you had to step away.
Oh, that's right. Uh, I'll give them. I'll give Bold a C.
Oh, okay.
Um, because even though there wasn't really anything that happened, because they are clearly dragging this whole thing about Hope leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's been no result so far.
Mm-hmm.
It was still interesting to watch because of just the general drama
Drama of it.
between,
Yeah, it kept us
yeah,
talking. That's what I was
yeah,
saying. You
the
know.
ridiculousness of Hope and
Right.
her entitlement, and then also Electra and her entitlement
Right.
as far as telling Dylan who she can and can't talk to and
Yeah.
all that crap. So
Yeah.
it was at least, excuse me, it was at least entertaining. Sorry.
Right. Okay. All right, so let's do our flip the script. And for those that are new here, our flip the script segment is that if there is a scene or particular storyline you wish you could change. This is where we flip the script. So for Y&R, what you flipping?
Mm.
Well, I know my flip is I kind of wish they would have explored something a little longer between um, Roger Horwath and Michelle Stafford.
I agree. Like,
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
oh no, you go ahead, girl.
I was just gonna give my flip, so you can finish yours. Three.
Because my only flip is I wish that Devon didn't apologize. He had nothing to apologize for.
Mm,
That was my flip.
okay, well, there
Okay, we
you
can
go.
share it. We can share it.
Yep.
That was the only thing that made me mad this week on Y&R. I
Yep.
hated that.
All right.
Yeah.
What y'all flipping on bold?
Sweeps.
Mm, okay.
I would have had Hope actually make a decision this week. There is no reason why
Right.
we should be going into a third week of Hope trying to decide if she wants to leave Forrester Creations.
Exactly. I said that
She should have
earlier
made a
when you
choice.
were, yeah, I said that earlier when you had stepped away. I said the exact same thing. Yep. She should have made a choice.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Um, I don't know. I just don't. I would still flip the whole thing with Dylan. Her doing whatever it takes to be in this friendship, even though it's well, it's
One
selfish,
sided.
one-sided and selfish.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like it. It's like, why must you plead with this girl to be your friend? She's treating you like crap at this point.
Yeah. I agree. There's
So
no reason for her to be this desperate.
exactly. What y'all flipping on BTG?
Hmm.
I want Derek back. I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Oh,
Yep. Give us Derek back.
I
Yeah.
just
Give
okay.
us about a year and then make up one of those crazy soap back from the dead stories and bring Ben Gavitt back and give us the Derek role back and then have him take Shanice from Ted because
Uh
I still have not given up. I still have not given up on that shit. I wanted Shanice and Derek together.
mm. I wish Kat would have called out Tomas about him being so dismissive. I just that
Mm.
conversation just did not sit well with me. He was just downplaying everything pretty much that came out of her mouth. I wish she had called him out on it.
Yeah, that's one of Kat. That's one of her biggest character flaws for me is the way she just constantly shrinks herself for Tomas.
Yeah.
It's like she walks on eggshells with him. She doesn't want to disappoint him or upset him or piss him off or I don't know.
Mm.
Very
She's
picky.
always been that way with him.
All right. Yep, I agree. All right. So who's taking seats on Y&R?
Oh, my girl Phyllis has got to take a seat. I love her. Love Phyllis. But this is out of control at this point. And you're the tech guru. You're supposed to be smarter than everyone. When? When is that going to happen?
Yeah.
So my girl just needs to take a seat.
What you got, Keith?
I am going to give. I want to give a seat to Devon, but I don't feel like maybe this is the right segment for him to get a seat in because it's just a seat because why are you falling on the sword for Mariah and blaming yourself? Like, come on.
And then
It
she
doesn't make
was the one to
sense.
turn around and give him advice, talking about you need to
Right.
forgive yourself.
Right. Like, maybe I'll give Mariah the seat then. Oh, no. But even with Devon, I wouldn't have even told her that Dominic wrote her a letter. She
Mm,
doesn't deserve it.
I heard that, girl. I'm gonna give Jack a seat, thinking that he could tell this girl, meaning Nikki,
Mm.
about her husband so bad that she actually would just, turn her back on him. Man, please. It's like, dude, stop. It ain't gonna
Yeah.
work. What they should have done, which should have been a flip, was to have Jack team up with Phyllis. And Bree and I, we've been talking about that for a while now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been a good
Them two
change.
haven't even been in the same orbit lately.
but you got this idiot thinking that, oh, I'm gonna convince Patty to tell the truth. Okay, and then what?
Right. Nothing.
So you want Nikki to just leave her husband? She like her lifestyle too much
Right.
to help you.
And then she actually turned the tables with you in that same conversation and said, well, maybe it's all Patty, not Victor.
See, like you should have been after Victor. You could have been working with Phyllis this whole time.
Exactly.
Because I'm pretty sure Billy would have mentioned, like, hey, they got me attached to these emails or anything
Yeah.
but this.
Yep. They could have used that kidnapping. I mean, does even Christine even know about all of that Victor did?
No.
That is
Once again,
so
another
crazy to
crime.
me. There's a
Another.
crime sitting right up under her nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's not going to Christine about that, but you want to get all this information from crazy Patty so Nikki can leave her husband. Like,
That's the dumbest plan
that,
ever.
I'm like, come on.
Exactly. This is dumb. Okay. And who's taking seats? Did everybody get their seats in? You got yours in, right, Keish?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who's taking seat on Bold?
Hope gonna be in the
Logan.
seat for a good month.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Electra a seat right there next to her.
I'm giving Logan a seat. That's Liam, that's Katie, that's Bill, Logan. Because y'all have been wasting a better part of the month now to see what Hope is going to do.
Yeah.
And you guys are running a business and you guys are still choosing to hang your hat on this girl instead of looking at other options.
Yeah, I mean, especially since she already debuted Eric designs that he sold to her. You need to figure out what you're gonna do next and quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna give Electra a seat and maybe even Donna a seat because she got on my nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. All right. Who's taking seats on BTG?
Vanessa.
Yeah. I can see that. I'm gonna
Really,
have to give
Vanessa is the
Ashley
only
a
one.
seat because she tried to turn around after blaming herself. You blame all of it on
Oh
on
yeah, on
Grayson.
Grayson.
This is all your fault. I'm like, girl, it's just you need to go lay down. Just go lay down and sleep on it. Hopefully you feel better a little bit, at least a little bit. Because I mean, obviously she was in a relationship with that man for a long time, so I know understand
Yeah.
it hurts. But yeah, go ahead.
I
I'm gonna
agree with
give.
that actually.
I'm gonna also give Derek a seat because you shouldn't have been nosy in that warehouse that you had no business being in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
There
Derek
was no
really got a
need for him to
permanent
do
seat.
that.
Yeah, he looks so
Yeah.
out of place there. All them, the whole criminal intent, and he coming there like, "Whoa, what is this?"
What's going on?
Right.
Like, come on, man.
Well, he got a permanent seat now.
Oh,
For real.
jeez.
Oh
All
man.
right, all the seats are in.
Yeah.
All right, so now we got star of the week, YNR. I'm gonna give it to Roger because
I'll
he
just go with
is
whatever you guys say.
that man is hilarious. He gets it all the time because he is just too funny.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna do a little different. I'm actually gonna give it to Brighton James, who plays Devon, because that was actually he had like a couple really great scenes with Mariah in that episode where you can really feel like the frustration. So I'm gonna give it to Brighton.
Okay,
that's a good choice.
That's a good one. All right, star bold. I'm gonna give it to KKL. And the reason being is that she played that manipulative role to the T. We got a ton of crocodile tears and her forcing Ridge to do this, and then she flipped so quick. It's like, yeah, well, you know what? I really don't want to do that. And let me just text Steffi right now that she's a great CEO. I'm like, that flipped me. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, she did a good
she
job
did
how
turn on
she
a dime
shifted.
with that.
Yes, she did.
Like, wait a minute.
I was actually going to give it to her daughter. Okay. I was going to give it to Annika because for pretty much the same reasons. Because it's a skill set to gaslight somebody. And the way that she manipulated her mother mirrored exactly what she did with Carter about a year and a half ago.
Yep, I agree.
Yep, it did.
Yep. It was
Used
like
them to do her dirty work.
Yep, it was like Forrester Coup 2.0.
Yeah.
Just on a smaller scale.
Yep. Sure was. Repeat. And then star of the week on BTG. We're gonna give it to Ben. I give it to Ben on the way out.
Yeah,
that one. Me too.
We'll miss you, Ben. Hopefully they'll have you back. Like the look like they're trying to do with Doug. I hope I hope Doug is real, please.
Me too. They better not waste this on a hallucination.
Right. But according to that Tuesday spoiler, the Tuesday the 26th spoiler, Deanna has a mission to perform.
He could be talking to her as she's hallucinating so she can really press Joey.
They better not make this girl crazy. That's what y'all not. I hate to say it like that, but make her with a situation like we dealt with Sharon and Mariah.
Yeah, I hope not either.
They both saw Ian and Cameron Kirsten, and it wasn't in a good way.
I think the actress would knock it out the park, though. But I was actually leaning a different direction, especially since almost every scene we see Deanna in, she's always got a drink. I thought they were going to maybe go down that route.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see, girl. We'll have to see. Oh, my goodness. I'm wondering. I'm just crossing my fingers. That Doug is. He was like, he said, "Are you real?" And she said, "Are you real?" She was like, "Why don't you come over and find out?"
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. We'll see. And then I saw that video you posted with Bree with the girl who played Vanessa.
Oh, Lauren,
yeah, and him, and she's like, "Where my husband?"
Yeah, video was cute.
That was cute.
Fingers crossed that it's actually Doug and it's not a fantasy.
Yes. All right.
I would love to see Joey's face cracked for once.
Oh my goodness. when they say you look like you've seen a ghost,
Mm-hmm.
man, they would be
Hold,
gobsmacked.
can you imagine that scene? Him and Vanessa both.
Right. And
Ugh,
who's to say he ain't been watching and clocking everything?
yeah.
And then they say, well, he tried to kill me. He had me ran off the road or whatever. So,
We
Something's got
know.
to. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say we know Randy popped up shortly after he supposedly passed.
right. Yep.
Something's got to happen,
Yeah,
or
and look at
something's
what Jenna. Oh,
going to happen sometime soon because they brought the whole thing back up with Donnell too, with him questioning Joey about his dad again.
yeah, and Jenna says that Randy and Doug were good friends. They did have a history of each. They grew up together, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they said that they grew up together, and Donnell called him Uncle Randy.
Uncle. Yeah.
Yep. So, who knows? Maybe because who was supposed to take him out? Was it Malone or Randy?
Malone was part of it. I think he was the one that was supposed to do it or set it up.
Right.
I don't think Randy. I don't think Randy was part of it because he
Okay.
knew. I don't even think Randy was back with Joey yet when that happened.
So
So I think
maybe
that
you
was all
think
Malone.
Randy was still in town and might have. Who knows? We're just still speculating if he's real. But maybe Randy might have helped him out or something. I don't know.
And
I'm
as
sorry.
sorry, as I know Malone is a dirty cop, but I just don't feel like he would murder a civilian that didn't like he didn't do anything. And I know that part of it was because I think they found out that Doug was trying to set Joey up to
Bugged his
you know to,
car and stuff.
yeah, because of Bill. I think Bill was the one that told Joey what he was up to. But I just don't think Malone would actually do it. So that's why I've had that theory for so long about maybe they got him hidden somewhere in Woodsec or something like that until they can figure out how to neutralize Joey.
But I feel like that would kind of implicate themselves, Malone, Elon, like, because they all still go to Joey. They also kind of work together. So if they were trying to work with Doug to try to get Joey got enough stuff on pretty much majority of that town.
That's why they kept making moves on him until they could figure out how to neutralize him to where he can't. Because at some point, they have got to take Joey down a notch. Because there is no way that they can continue to have this man
commit crimes
as the one that is basically the puppeteer of everybody on this show.
I mean, well, we see how Victor moves.
That's what I was just going to say. He's the victor of.
But that's the thing. That show is about the Newmans for the most part. It's the Newmans and then the Abbotts are right under them. This show isn't about Joey. And that's the issue that a lot of people have with that character being the one that holds the cards to everybody's future, who knows everybody's secrets. Like, it should not be him. So at some point, they're going to have to figure out how to make it to where it's not him. Like, he shouldn't be the one, the all-powerful character on the show that everybody owes a favor to and that he can basically ruin their lives if he wants to. Like, it can't go on with it being him for the duration of the show, for however long it stays on the air. Like, he cannot be a Victor type character on Beyond the Gates.
Yeah.
They need to bring in another Dupree. I don't know, Vernon's cousin, Anita's cousin, a brother or something, a sister who can be that role, who can be that person, because it's not going to be Vernon or Anita.
Yeah.
And it definitely should not be Joey.
Well,
but even then, the show isn't about the Bell Claires. It needs to be someone that is part of a main family.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to see. We gotta do our pickles, ladies.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
Holden is going to get a pickle for me.
Okay.
I mean, jumping through all these hoops just to get some box. And he didn't even want to go see his father. He was too busy playing in the streets with this girl. And it took her saying, like, oh, you should go see him. That's the reason why you're here. And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, he gets a pickle.
Okay. I'm going to give one to Devon. Yeah, that threw me off, Keish, like you were saying about well, both you ladies were talking about this with bringing him a note, bringing her a note for Dominic, and then turn around blame himself, and then that whole scene was just crazy to me. So I'm gonna get at a pickle.
Okay.
That story, I think I want to say I gave that storyline a pickle last week, or maybe it was a week before, but it gets progressively worse. So
Yeah.
it's getting
Yes.
another pickle,
Right.
because this was probably the worst thing they could have done with this storyline, was have the victim start blaming himself.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Pickle bold.
Boy,
I'm gonna give it to
hopes.
Dylan.
Yeah. Mine is going to go to Hope's tantrums. Like, she don't even know when she's mad, but she'll run and she'll give these dry tears to anybody who's going to be willing to catch her and save her and put a cape on for her.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it to the way Steffi can never tell her dad about himself. Like, I needed Steffi to be irate with Ridge for even coming and asking her that question. And I know that they, like, a couple of times they had her say it was hurtful that he even asked me to step down in the first place. But I I needed them to do a deeper dive with that. Like, she should have went off on him. And she should still be mad at him. And I can't stand the way they had her come in today and and thank Brooke for the text message that she sent, and that it meant a lot to her. And it's like, this chick literally tried to take your job, and then she sent that text message after she was told no. So I'm not like, I don't understand how that was helpful, or how you like, why are you appreciative of that? So I hate the way they just don't allow Steffi to be mad at her father.
Mm-mm. Okay. All right, and then we got pickle on BTG.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't have one this week.
I'm gonna give it
It
to
was a good week.
Tomas and probably Vanessa too.
Well, I mean, why are you handing her gifts?
What, a pickle? Oh, girl, you so silly.
Mine is Nicole.
Nicole. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I think it was Monday's episode when they were all getting ready at her house,
Mm.
and when she was standing there with Eva, and Nicole said something about how nice it was for her to come and like help the girls get ready, and Eva did her "What was me?" Well, everybody's not happy about me being here, and Nicole just stood there silent. And I know that earlier, like in the beginning of the episode, Kat did say something about um she made a little snide comment about Eva being there. She didn't say Eva's name, but we knew she was talking about her.
Mm.
But it's like, we've watched Nicole make excuses for everything that Eva has done. And she cannot one time, when Eva said that, at least look at her and say, I understand how you feel, Eva. However, Kat has a reason to feel the way she feels too. So I need you to get over it. But she can't do that. She just stands there and listens to her. And then when Eva or when Kat walks over and says hi to Eva, and then Eva walks away, what does Nicole do? She wags her finger at Kat and tells her she better behave.
Wow.
And it's like it's never a positive interaction with her and her daughter.
Nope.
Nope.
So she gets a pickle this week for me.
Okay.
On top of what she said to Vanessa about
Alrighty
chicken
then.
cat.
Okay, then we have our Simp and Pick Me Olympics, which Dylan gets that Pick Me.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that
She
one.
And
sure
then
does.
Michael definitely. Oh my God, Michael. As
Michael is a
usual.
permanent pick me.
Well,
He get
he could be
both.
a dual award winner. I don't think we've ever had that. He could give both awards if he wanted to.
Yeah, Michael is just, oh my God. That man love to kiss the ring of Victor.
Yes.
And that means even throwing his friends and wife under the bus. I mean, when he sat up there and told Nikki, yeah, he lost, after everything that has happened, he threw his wife out the house, and you tell her, well, he lost his company, he's going through something, and you talking, I'm like, really? She had to tell him, he threw me out, and then he looking like, oh, I mean,
Yeah.
why wouldn't it surprise you? He threw you out a zillion times.
That
He was
dynamic will
laughing.
never make sense
Yeah,
ever.
no, nope, nope, nope. So, I guess I could throw Holden in there. Because, I mean, he thought by promising that girl secrets on Audra that she'll get the box. That girl, he knows, he got to know that Claire is going to hold him to that. Because she gave him a lot of it. So, you're
I
going to
mean,
have
he's
to
still,
speak up, brother.
yeah, or just be like, no. I mean, he still wins. Um, so for my Simple Olympics, I had bronze is going to go to Will after today's episode. Because I'm like, why are you so begging this girl? All this key sweat begging, boy.
She
And
said Keith Sweat. Girl, you silly.
and then silver's going to go to Holden.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had gold for Liam because he knows how delusional his wife is. But yet you're still going to put your cape on after you seeing this girl telling you that she's disillusioned, and yet she still wants to go over there to Forrester. But you want to put the cape on for what? But of course, platinum and constant is going to go to Michael. He's earned it this week.
Yeah, he has.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Keish, if any?
I'm not good at the scent thing.
Okay.
I just know Michael is one.
Yeah.
Well, you also said he was a pick me too, so.
He is. well, I don't think we've gotten around to that part yet because he's going to start being a pick me when he's begging for Victor to forgive him for
and
representing Phyllis.
Job.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I agree. All right. And then we got the Audacity Award. Oh my God, Electra.
Yeah, that's a good one. Got a lot
Hope has earned hers this whole week. Disrespecting her mother, dragging her feet when there's people who actually want her, and it's her need to blame Steffi for everything. The sky is blue. It's not all that blue. It's Steffi's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'll give it to Ridge, too.
Ridge?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had a lot of audacity asking Steffi to step down just because his wife wanted to whine.
That is true. Okay, that's it. Hey, we got through it.
Yay!
What did we do? Let me see. 3 hours and 49 minutes. I think when we got to BTG, we covered a lot.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, we
and
for
did.
then
sure.
we kind of in the middle of the last few segments we got off into other things. Even though Keish was like, "Oh, I forgot about that,"
Sorry.
but no, girl. But that's that's all part of us having conversation. That's what make this so fun. I know. Thank you, TA. She said, "Thanks, ladies. This was fun. Have an amazing weekend." Yeah, you guys be safe over the holiday weekend. By the way, no new episode for Young and the Restless and Beyond the Gates. However, Bold does have a new episode on Monday.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I was excited about that. I looked at the spoilers and I'm like, "Oh, so Bold is fresh, new, and live on Monday." So
They be
yeah,
over there
that's the
working.
what you say.
I said they be over there bold working.
They need to be because this doggone storyline is dragging. They need to close it up. But yeah, so if y'all, I mean, I think the replay for Young and the Restless is something from 2017 or something like that. So I don't know
Okay.
if y'all, if you got something else to do, you barbecuing or spending time with family or whatever, you can probably skip that one unless you like. I know Keish don't like replays. Um,
Mm-mm.
and Beyond the Gates, obviously, I think it's something from last year or so, but it's not a new episode. But Bold, yes. So,
I need to do some research because I know the people in Canada are able to watch the BTG episodes
mm-hmm.
like a couple of days in advance. I'm gonna try to do some research and see if Doug is real.
Yeah. It looks like
Doug is
on
right.
Monday, that's when they over at the Bikini Lounge, and when that
Right.
where we saw that promo of Dylan and RJ watching Will and Electra.
Mm-hmm.
And then Katie is pushing Hope for a final answer about Logan on Monday. So,
And
So
apparently RJ is back to uh, asking them to fire Will, probably because of watching them at bikini
yeah, a sad
flirt.
thing. It says RJ is the victim of Will's low blow. I don't know what that means on Tuesday. Bill summoned someone from the past to help expand Logan's empire. That gotta be Wyatt.
Yeah.
And Donna's caught in the middle on Thursday. And then Electra got exciting news for Dylan. Yeah, what? That she's back with Will? Who knows?
Probably.
And then things are finally looking up for Deke. So whatever that means on Friday. But you look like the Hope stuff is at the beginning of the week, but I don't see too much of a lot of the Hope stuff toward the end of the week unless they're just hiding something from us. So
do you think we're gonna get Deacon and Taylor? Since
well,
we
here's
know
my
that
issue with this. This could be a problem for the two of them because if Hope leaves Forrester because of the Steffi blaming,
mhm,
um, Deacon is probably going to be mad. And of course, Steffi is Taylor's daughter. So, could this be a whole problem? You know what I mean? Because then Taylor could be upset that Brooke tried to get Steffi unseated because of Deacon's daughter.
she knows it already.
She knows,
Remember?
yeah.
Yeah, I know,
And
but
she was
this
fine
could
with it.
become a problem between the two. Yeah, I know she knows because they had the conversation, but I'm talking about it could become a problem between the two of them.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. I think they'll ignore that whole little segment of what's going on.
Okay, well, I guess.
because I feel like if she was going to be that upset about it, that her anger would be geared towards Brooke, and her response when she found out about what happened, especially after Steffi was like, Brooke sent me that nice text afterwards. I really appreciated it, and she was like, well, maybe she really does love your father. I'm like, this is how you decide that Brooke actually loves Ridge. After all these years.
You know what's going to happen? Because they've especially today's episode, they made it a big deal for Brooke to say, like, I love working with my daughter, and how Rich is going to promise to make sure they're going to look out for her and make sure that she feels wanted. Once Hope goes over to Logan, I feel like Brooke and Ridge are going to vent to Deacon and then Taylor. Obviously, Ridge is not going to vent to Deacon, but you get what I'm saying. They're going to vent to the other partners, because once again, how you start is how you finish. Eventually, Taylor and Deacon are going to break up, and more than likely due to cheating. Brooke is going to be heartbroken because Rich didn't live up to his supposed promise. And then Taylor's, of course, going to be the ear that she usually is for Rich. So something like that's going to happen.
I can't see them doing that less than a year after. I hope they wouldn't. Like, they have worn the Taylor Brooke Ridge crap out. Like, at least give us a couple of years before you do it again.
You said you need a break.
Jesus, yeah.
That's funny. All right. What you say?
I was gonna also say that since Shauna's coming back, I wonder how long she's gonna be on the show, because she'll be something new that could be trying to get Deacon and causing issues for Taylor.
I mean, I guess it depends on how long she's gonna be here.
Yeah.
And why she here? Is she coming with Wyatt? I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I'm glad to see Wyatt back, because the way they dissed him when he didn't even know he was fired, and then he was like, "Oh, okay." I remember that whole thing.
And wait, he got fired?
It was a whole bunch of conversation about. Oh God, when was that? Because a lot of the soap bloggers was talking about it, even some of the prominent ones, about how.
Oh, you're talking about the actor, not the character Wyatt getting. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm talking about the actor. And he was like kind of surprised behind it. And I guess, they finally had. I know he just went through a divorce. So, maybe he needs some work. I don't know. So. All right, you guys. So we're going to end it right here. Have an amazing weekend. Be safe with your family. Like I said, Bold is new for next Monday, for this coming Monday. And let's see. Other than that, I'm going to try to see if I can get some spoilers out to you guys. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. We'll see. Do some spoiler videos. And thank you so much for supporting those Serena videos. I really appreciate it. So, yep. And I know Bree like all of the dresses too.
So. I don't know where. Serena got a hefty budget apparently.
Girl,
the studio is decked out, and she got all the designer dresses.
Well, it's not that hard, but. All right, you guys, I'll let you go. Have an amazing week, and we will see you later. Bye, Soapies.
Bye.
Bye.